This guy, this is Georgia Peach. I hope all is well with you today, this evening. We're finna get a little storm going on down here. Thunderstorm warning. Let's get in here with Amethyst Rose. She did a collective reading earlier. I hadn't listened to it yet, so like I said, I try to always listen together. Listen together. Come on. Had to go out to the hospital. My biological mother, she's on dialysis, and they had to they got to do a little surgery on her. They're gonna keep her out there. That the shank thing, they hook them up to, that's is clogged up. So that's why I had cut it short earlier. Mm-hmm. Come on. Somebody here is grieving, they're sad. Whoever this toxic person is, there's somebody else here that's sad or grieving. Now they ask us, but I feel like your person is trying to just listen to it. Let's see. Because you have to hire a child. Let me tell what it's Taurus. That is at the higher level of care they come in, period. There's lessons here that you and your person has to learn here. They are good at
Welcome to my territory. Feel free to stay a while. Hello, collective. I hope everybody is doing well today. I'm going to do a collective reading, okay? This will not be sign specific. We're just going to see what spirit would like to talk about today. Everything is done right here for you all, okay? So I don't have whatever they want to say, okay? I'm just a channel. Keep that in mind, okay? I just read the cards. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Everything may not resonate with you at this time. When you see it is when you're meant to see it, though, okay? So we're going to see what they have to say. Yeah, we're just going to see. All right. Holy Spirit, holy angels, ancestors, spirit guides, those from the highest white light who walk with me every day. What messages do you have for the collective today? What message do you have for the collective today? What should the collective be aware of at this time? What's going on? What's going on? Spring. It says, see your seeds grow. All right, and this says heart guardian, love and let yourself be loved. Okay. I'm getting pumping, blooming, pumping. Another reading that's coming to mind, but I'm going to try to stay focused here to see what they want you to know in regards to these messages. All right, so let me see here. Spring. That's funny. We are in the spring right now. Hold on one second. Collective. Page 140. All right. Page 140. All right. All right. So the message for the spring card is to embrace the change. All right, if you can see it. It says, embrace the change that is on the horizon. Allow your dreams to become reality. And it says, spring is an exciting time because it has so much potential. Animals are coming out of hibernation. Flowers are pushing up through the soil. And the days are getting lighter and brighter. The spring card features a wild hare because In Celtic medicine, the hair brings intuition and rebirth. Hairs are highly fertile beings, and so their medicine can bring dreams to life. Okay. All right. So let's see. Heart Guardian. Let's see what that says. Here we go. All right, love and let yourself, look at that guardian angel behind it. Love and let yourself be loved. It says, welcome with open arms, opportunities to give and receive love. Yeah. It says the heart guardian is an angelic energy that can help you call for protection and guidance with all issues surrounding the heart. This is essentially the angel who helps you with all relationships, whether they be with yourself, family, or even a romantic connection. She can enable you to move beyond any limiting fears about trust, discern whom to trust, and understand how you can move forward in a balanced relationship with that person. In this card, she is adorned with a sacred heart and draped in a red cloak to show her capacity to let love lead the way. Oh, sorry. I don't know. Maybe somebody's getting carried away. I don't know, because my card was sure enough drifting. Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's get a couple tarot with this and see what's going on. See what Spirit wants to say. So some of you may just be needing to let love in this season. Okay. Your angels are with you. Your guardian angels are with you. Like I said, guardian angel is behind this card. Okay. It says you are not alone, so just know that you're good. Okay. I just heard spring forward, so I don't know, it's kind of giving me Fool energy. I guess we're about to see. It's giving me a kind of stubborn energy. I feel like this is more of advice, but we'll just see what they say. All right, Spirit. Strength card, yeah. Stubborn energy. Yeah, so it looks like somebody could just be holding back, or they just, I don't really, with the Judgment card here, maybe that's what happened. And you see on this Strength card right here, you see how that heart is down there? You got this rat right here and this snake right here, and you got this heart in between the two. That's crazy. That's crazy. Some of you need to hold back from a certain energy, okay? You could be dealing with the energy that could be, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like somebody could be putting fear in your heart, or I don't know. I feel like something is kind of forced here. Okay? 8 of Swords, yeah. There's like a trap energy here. This could be self-entrapment. Ace of Swords, yes. Somebody there's something about some kind of clarity that you have. Okay. Now this could be paranoia from another person who's been trying to hold on to you and make you feel trapped or force you or blah, blah, blah. They could be in this state of paranoia right now, wondering how you feel about them now, or this is how you could be just leaving everything up in the air and they don't know how you truly feel about them. Okay. Yeah. You got the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, speaks of investments with the Chariot. So somebody could just have a lot of history with someone, or somebody doesn't want to leave behind what they've invested. It's the energy of, if someone moves forward, they feel like they lose so much. Like they feel like they lose so much, whether it be the time they invested, the energy that they gave to it, the years that they gave to it, the money that they, gave to it. It's something like that that just makes someone, this is what makes someone's decision for them. Okay? Like if they weren't so invested, I feel like this wouldn't even be a decision. Honestly, I feel if somebody is with someone for the investments, if this person were to say, okay, we don't have to be together, the sad part is if this person, because this is some energy of fighting the fight of, I don't want to lose anything. But if somebody who they're attached to were to say, hey, listen, collective, or I feel like this is a cross watchers reading. Take it how it resonates, though. This could be you. But you're gonna have to get out of your head though and get some courage if this is you. All right. But if it's basically as simple as if the cross watcher who they feel like stuck to and they're not interested in, and they're just there because they have so much invested, were to say, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna leave you with everything. I just want to kind of go and, I don't like it here anymore. I'll leave you with everything, or just let me get this. Like if they could calmly sort through the investments, and somebody was saying, you know what, I really haven't given anything to this situation. I've been living off of you for years. So just let me take a vehicle. Let me, you know what I'm saying, give me the down payment on a new place. Because I make my own money. I feel like it's definitely some codependent energy here. But it's a matter of somebody being attached to an energy that has nothing to lose. But the person who has to take the leap and move forward feels like they lose everything. But they don't, though, because it's just showing that they love themselves. Yeah. Ace of Cups. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. It's like they're lacking self-love. And they're not allowing themselves to not only love themselves, but be loved by a person who really loves them enough to be able to grow. Because this is a person who's not growing either. Yeah, they're not growing. They haven't grown. They haven't grown up at all. They still as childish with this person as they were when they first met them. But this person can tolerate it because they don't have anything without the person. It's like two people where no other man or woman would put up with this person's crap but the person that they're with, unfortunately. Yeah. All right, so we got High Priestess here. All right. So this deals with intuition, okay? Your internal clock, your inner voice. What do you feel versus what you thinking? Okay. Somebody could be spiritually gifted here. Okay. That somebody could also have the gift of foresight, or you seeing this coming, collective. Okay. Or crossword. Take it how it resonates, please. You have the Temperance. Wow, the High Priest with the Temperance with the Hierophant. Oh God. That's why Spirit is saying that. It's like Spirit's like, we're not trying to break you up with what you want to do. But it's like somebody, they know what, it's like they know, because God knows all of us. Somebody's guides and their angels know all of them too. And they know like the thoughts that somebody is having, and they know how they're pressing on this person too. Somebody's being pressed on. Like when I tell you, they're seeing signs, they're seeing synchronicities, all of that. Okay, but they're still like, they feel the tug with the Strength card being there. They feel it. They feel it. They feel it. I'm talking about somebody's heart is boom, boom, boom. Didn't I say, that's crazy? Yeah, I said I'm getting pumping. That's what it is. It's like something was working until somebody's with somebody and they're in love with somebody else. They're in love with their mate, though. That intuitively, this person knows that they're supposed to be somewhere else. Fool card behind that. Yeah. Intuitively, they know, but they just, yikes. Oh, yikes. Oh, my. I tell you what, like, a reading that's coming to mind is, I'm trying not to do that. I tell you what, all the readings that come to mind with this reading, if by the end of it, I'm told to post them, I'll tag them in the comment section. If not, they're like, no. But yeah, somebody already seen it's coming. And the Temperance comes before the Tower. So take note, collective. The Temperance is just basically saying it's time to bow out gracefully at the top before we make it come. Something's about to crumble regard. It's kind of like trying to save the investment that you're going to lose anyway. What they're showing me, because look, somebody is dealing with this type energy right here. Something is about to crawl up in this investment or whatever this is. I'm telling you, whoever somebody is with, somebody was supposed to learn a lesson with the person they're with. So somebody is with a karmic energy. Okay. And yes, it is true. We all have been a karmic energy to someone at some point in our life. We have. But this is supposed to be a more mature energy by now. Okay. Like somebody was supposed to been grown by now. Been out of whatever this is by now. And now they're just an immature energy with this, still with this karmic energy where they were supposed to learn their lesson. Or this is who they're learning their lessons with, because whether this person takes you to the cleaners or not, Six of Cups, yeah, somebody has a lot of history with someone. Whether this person takes you to the cleaners or not, like as far as, or expose, whatever, it's still a lesson to the person. You know, when you learn a karmic lesson, a spiritual lesson, you know that you're supposed to take the knowledge and you never repeat it again. That's what it is. But somebody is in a current test right now, and Temperance is saying you either gonna blow the joint yourself or try to see. You're gonna have to use your intuition to see what it is that you can say. What do you have? Don't just lay down and take it. I mean, even if you go to this person with a different approach every other day and say, hey, how about this? We turn in a notice, or we blah blah blah, or however your living arrangement is. You stick it out another month here, I pay the last month or 2 months or whatever, and then blah, and then you take it over. Like nobody's coming up with a plan. Either way, you can either be struggling without this person or struggling with them. It doesn't matter. I feel like somebody's trying to avoid something that can't be avoided. Because the lesson here is, how much do you love yourself? You loving worldly things more than you love yourself? Okay. So you telling us you just gonna lay down and just say, forget yourself. Death. You see it. You can't avoid this transformation. The devil is at the bottom of that. I'm telling you, this is a prophecy for some of you. You won't be able to avoid this. You're gonna have to change, you're gonna have to transform something here. Either whether it's fear, whether it's just being toxic, whether it's being worldly and loving possessions. Either way, you're about to experience a significant change. This cannot be avoided. So you might as well just go ahead and saddle up. All right, Spirit, what else? Four of Wands. So something pertaining to a commitment, your home life, your stability. This Seven of Pentacles is right above this Four of Wands. That's what this is. Something deals with a relationship, and something deals with some of you being in a false union. That you learned your lesson from this person, or you're about to, either way. Because the devil is about to change this situation if you don't move out the way. Because somebody here, is well invested into some kind of toxicity. Okay, so imbalance it has to be restored into whatever this is. This is the Temperance. All you're doing is standing in the way, collective, whoever you are. You're just standing in the way. That's all. I just feel like y'all dealing with the energy that doesn't really love you. We don't have any cups yet. We have the Knight of Swords. So something that's happening very quick. Somebody could be rushing in with some kind of truth, or somebody is telling you something that you need to take heed to very quickly. I really do feel like something is time sensitive, okay? The Temperance card is usually divine timing. It can also be time's up. It could also be it's time. It could also be this is perfect timing. Something needs to happen fast. It does. You have the Knight of Cups here. For some of you, it's simply just making an offer, and you're in your head about it. You're in your head about making this offer. You could have been in your head for a while now. Somebody has been in their head for the longest time about whoever they feel like they're meant to be in union with. But what they're telling you is, whoever you're meant to be in union with, whoever this energy is, this more mature energy that's already, this other energy is already like, I'm not gonna say mature, but yeah, mature. You know, somebody, they've done the work, you know. Look at that, 10 of Pentacles. Somebody's about to miss out here. Yeah, somebody's about to miss out. 5 of Pentacles, King of Wands. It's ego. Okay, something could have something to do with someone who's pregnant, or either has the mother of your children, or something is about someone's mom, just a mother figure. This could be anybody. 3 of Cups. This would be someone that somebody is close to. But that's what makes it such a hard decision for someone. Somebody has like a hard decision. Let me see. I don't know. That's probably not any better, but anyway. But yeah, it's something to deal with either like an older sister. This could be a friend. It could be anything, but somebody is missing something here. Okay, there's some kind of deception here. There's some kind of blockage. Somebody could have the pulled over your eyes, or this is what's been going on. But that's why the situation has to change. Like I said, the devil wants to collect here. The devil is right here again. Knight of Cups, the devil, the star, the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Swords. There's 2 endings here regardless. It's going to be 2 endings here. Something is like completely done. It's not coming back. It's never going to be the same. But either which way, whoever is deserving of a union, deserving of something that's long-term, deserving of something where, you know, it's purely balanced. Somebody has been patient for whatever this is. And somebody just needs to heal. Like, whoever needs to heal, like this could be, I mean, if you've been in a long-term relationship with someone, then you're not.
Yeah, I heard that siren, that storm warning horn. Because I live out here, like, might as well say, like on Free Tech base. They all had that horn going.
In position to just hop out of that and hop into something with someone else. But if you need to get out of something, that's why they're saying the time is now to do it. In the spring, we're in the spring now. Okay. So you need to, like, something needs to be handled quickly. If you know, let me see. Still, after all of that, we still got just the Knight of Cups here. Wow. So something is just kind of just not even worth it, basically. But I feel like somebody is just avoiding dealing with the baby mother, dealing with the baby father. This could be either way, baby mother, baby father, dealing with the person somebody shares children with. Somebody just doesn't want to deal with that because they feel like somebody is going to, you know, something could deal with someone not having a place to stay or being able to keep their image if they do this. But I mean, we do have a King of Wands. For some of you who are ready, it does look like, you know, somebody just needs to stop being nervous. For those who are ready, you've been healing, you're still healing, you've been healing, you're actually ready. Some of you could have been, you know, just, you know, investing, working on your investments, working on your home life, taking care of children, trying to get, you know, to your 10. And that, it looks like the 10 is here with the 10 of Pentacles being here, and you have an offer here. Okay. But if you feel like you're indecisive, there's somebody who's indecisive, but you're going to have to like use your third eye on what it is that you need here. Okay. I also feel like for some of you who are in a relationship and you are in some kind of commitment, it's all about self-esteem for both people who are in a dead-end relationship. There's a dead-end relationship out here, literally. But just make sure that, you know, whatever it is, that everything is balanced and nobody's codependent. Because, and what I mean by that is like, if you two were apart, you two should both have a place to live. Within a month's time, you should have a place to live. You know, it may take longer than that, but I'm just saying, like, for some people, maybe a couple months, maybe 90 days, I don't know, whatever. It depends on what you're doing. Leasing, you own, whatever. But it shouldn't take you, nobody should just be having to go back to mama house after a breakup. Even though it happens, I'm just saying that shouldn't be, that means you're codependent. Both of you should have your own, you know what I'm saying? And be able to stand on your own 2 feet. For those who are like that, it does look like after some time you are going to get an offer here. Okay? You're getting your 10. I feel like somebody here is trying to, anyway. It's cute. So all of this whole spread really is about relationships, really. Money looks, I mean, I do see somebody being left out in the cold or neglected or having some financial issues for a bad decision that they made, or some kind of bad action that they made, or refusing to change their ways. You know, so somebody could be having to repeat the same cycle again because they just refuse. They too prideful. They do too much or not enough. But I do see some good healthy energy out here too, especially with the Temperance card. Some of you, your relationship status is about to change. Your family status is about to change. Your inheritance, like, going to be able to have, like, some of you are coming into wealth. Like, for real, in real life, like, your investments are paying off. You're gonna actually come into wealth here. All right, you may be needing to hold back from a certain energy. Some of you have a choice to make. Okay, so you need to choose who this is, which one of these energies are really legit for you, because somebody's coming to you codependent. They coming to you because they need you, and somebody is actually going to come to you because they actually love you. Okay, so just, you know, it does look like there could be a little bit of a plot here, or somebody, you know, it's just, this could actually be the return of someone who chose wrong and they acted out too fast and they got snaked and now they're burdened and now they want to make you an offer, you know. So just because they don't have, because they're in lack in some kind of way. So be mindful of that too. Let's get a lesson card. Yeah, because it looks like, and then the person that snaked the person was somebody who they celebrate with. Doesn't matter who it is. Lover, homie, friend, whatever. Sister, brother, cousin, blah, blah, blah. Could be somebody's own parent. Snaking them, pulling the veil over their eyes. This would be like somebody who they literally would take somebody's side over yours because they don't know you. That's the harsh reality that somebody is coming into, and this could have triggered some kind of like rebirth within this person, like maybe with their heart chakra, because somebody here, whatever they're going through right now, they're emotional. And I don't mean like, you know what I'm saying, like the whole like Mercury retrograde emotional type of, no, this person is like emotional at this time, period. It don't matter what the planet placements are, because of whatever this change is that they're going through. And they're actually having to see and forced to see their toxic ways. But unfortunately, it's like if it didn't have anything to do with finances or their own family member snaking them and them seeing that they actually attacked the wrong person, or came for the wrong person, or was thinking the wrong person was doing them wrong, like they wouldn't even be going through this to heal. Okay? That's the unfortunate part. But some of you are you're about to collaborate with someone. Something could start off with, or that's what something was meant to be. Something was supposed to be a collaboration that turned into a friendship, or actual friendship, a long-term, years-long friendship, like unbreakable bond, or lovers connection, or whatever. Something was just meant to be more, and somebody never gave it a chance because they were listening to their fraud friend or lover or homie or mother or father or cousin or whatever. Thank you, Spirit. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. This is someone who's seen themselves. They've seen themselves being more than you or too good for you. At some point, whoever is feeling trapped and their money is attached to whatever they attached, like their money, there's an attachment here. Some kind of something that could be binding here. Could be a bad contract right here. Eight of Swords, the Devil card. But somebody loses money if they leave this, when they leave this. Okay? Or just lose an investment. Something they've been working on for years. This could have been a collaboration they've been working on with this person for years if it's not a relationship. Okay? But it's some kind of commitment here. Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So that, like I said, this person could be more of a cold person, or they don't really operate out of the heart. They operate off what looks good, what looks better for me. Yeah, this King of Wands energy loves image, and they very stubborn. Loneliness. I know that I am never alone. Maybe they don't like being alone. They like, somebody could like, you know, quantity over quality. Whoever this is. I don't know. Like, and that could be what this is too. I don't know. Maybe somebody just, like, it could be like a numbers game for somebody. Like, they could have thought they were better than you, or somebody was better than you because of the numbers. Some kind of numbers or something. Either way, whatever is superficial, whatever is worldly, whatever, like I said, the devil got to get that. Now the devil, because it's either going to be a significant change happen with this devil energy, or that is what happened, and so everything crumbled after that. The devil is coming to collect here somewhere, okay? And this could be anything, for some kind of theft or some kind of deception or some kind of stealing. This could be anything, because somebody could just be a copycat here. They quick to copy your stuff. They can't wait to go run and duplicate it. It could be that too. But either which way, there's going to be some kind of significant change. It's just time for it. This says perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So like I said, somebody needs some courage. Somebody is highly intuitive. Look, I accept responsibility for my well-being. Blame. So it's like this person is being forced to see the truth. Like, it wasn't nothing wrong with collective. Shoot, it was something wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, that's what it's looking like. Collective over here shining bright. You got the star with the 10 of Pentacles right here. Look, home life is good and for you. You taking care of your kids with ease. You have them. Like, yeah, like everything balanced in your neck of the woods. But it's like some people don't. I was just about to say they don't have any peace.
Ain't nothing like a peace.
It's the energy that doesn't have any peace right now. Something is in an uproar. It says, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Purpose. It says, I know what I am here to do. Right. Somebody trying to put something in. So I don't know. Maybe you had a purpose of coming into this person's life, and now they're starting to realize that. When they're trapped in their head and they're like, why? They're in agony and they mad all the time or whatever the case, and they having to hold back from really just spazzing out. Like, cause somebody really want to spaz out here. But I feel like somebody lacks whatever the courage is that they need to do. But look at this. Look how the shades of purple darker. That's crazy. Somebody is like highly intuitive. Like, so you already seen this coming. Some of you already seen whatever this is coming. You actually probably even told this person about it. I mean, long time ago. Are you just seeing it? So you're just sitting back and you just relaxing. I mean, yeah, but they didn't. They didn't see this. And someone still doesn't see something coming. No matter how many times you say it, they're still not going to see it coming. Yeah, let's get something to close up with, though. Well, let's see. We'll get a couple of these. It's like somebody took they forgot what their real purpose was, or some people may not even know their purpose. They don't know their purpose, but being on the wrong path, you definitely won't find out there either, you know. And that could be what it is too. There's somebody here that doesn't like to be alone. They have no purpose, and you know they help in whatever this is. But that the thorn is still going to be eliminated somewhere, but it's still going to leave someone in lack or with some kind of financial conflict. Ooh. Pathway. We just got this. And somebody's reading. I can't remember whose it was, but that's what it was like. It was someone having to go on their soul's journey. They have to transform. The number 35 could be significant. Mm-hmm. You got mature woman. Something could definitely have something to do with someone who's older. Yeah, or you're just mature. Some of you could be mature, and like I said, somebody has to come up to your standards. Something could also have something to do with somebody's mother, though.
See, that's what I be trying to tell y'all. When all y'all want to do is just listen to the readings, I be trying to tell y'all need to find out what your purpose is, people.
It says the heart guardian is an angelic energy that can. So somebody could be codependent on this mature woman. Expectation, yeah. So something just wouldn't be up to whoever this is, their expectations. Yeah, or this is your expectations. You're not settling.
Storming, so that's
like just take it how it resonates. Some of you are you're not settling with whoever this energy is. You're not settling for anybody's. I just seen house. You're not celebrating thoughts. You're not settling for whatever this person's shenanigans is. The number 6, the number 28 could be significant. Ooh, house in reverse. I just seen house. Somebody gonna have to give up their house, unfortunately. Somebody gonna have to give up, and that could be what it is. Look at this privileged lady. So something can have something to do with someone who whatever their fortune is, or they could have property tied up to this person that they're trying to please. They could have, like some kind of fortune tied up with this person that they're trying to please. This would be like somebody, like if the sad part is, if this is a masculine, the sad part is like he can't even love who he wants to love because his mother will like cut him out of the wheel or cut him off of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there could be like property attack or something. Because this lady right here, she's older. She has gray hair and everything. But it's like, no, if you love that person, I'm not gonna. And it's not even, I can understand though, if you wanted to love someone in a healthy way. No, I'm not someone like if you wanted to love someone in a healthy way and love someone who's actually good for you, like this would be the energy that, no, I want you to stay with the bad energy, or just stay out here just being a player or not growing, and then I'll leave it. It's almost like the mama giving me vibes of she being the King of Wands. She could be. This mama could be she could be the one like the thing is, we're really going in now. The thing is, I'm gonna have to cut this off though. The thing is, this mother, whoever somebody loves or wants to go towards and make an offer to, is actually more mature than their mom. They're actually ranked higher than their mother. Somebody who they like or who they're fond of and want to make an offer to is the Empress. Yeah. This mother, I hate to say it, but the Devil card. This look at how you can't really see it, but the 10 of Pentacles falls underneath the Devil card, and the 7 of Swords falls beneath that. So you need to stay scheming. You need to stay out here like this. Stay out here like this. And this 7 of Swords energy.
and stay in this devil energy, and you get this pentacles. Don't it look good? Look at that. Bees and honey and flowers. Look. Yeah, you stay like this, and then I'll give you this money. I'll give you this 10 of pentacles. But somebody doesn't realize that they're going to have the 10 with their empress. It just takes courage and action. Like, this is what this is. Because that's not love. That's not love. Another reading is coming to mind because this mature woman is sitting on this high priestess card. But yeah, somebody is the mother from hell, or the baby mother from hell, or whoever, or the older sister from hell. It's something like that. It's somebody's wealth is tied up with an energy that wants them to stay trapped in dark energy. Basically, like, you're gonna lose your house. And somebody else, if it's two grown people and if they're just two grown people and they're just choosing, if one person wants to stay self-entrapped to that person, let them stay. Because that's going to be a lot of growing if you're a mature woman in the Empress. This person, they're not going to be able to catch up with you like that. Like, you're not even aligned with that energy anymore if you're an Empress energy. Now, for others of you, you may just align with this person, but it's just, everybody's not going to relate to that part. Whoever is ready here, their person is ready for them too. Okay? But this could be how somebody missed out. They neglected your connection, your union, for their mother or baby mother or whoever. Just some kind of attachment. Or they gave up their home or house with you, or whatever they could. Look at this occupation in the reverse. What is this? This says change. I don't know. Somebody could be losing their job and losing their house. Wow. Somebody could be going to jail. They're thinking. Somebody's thinking, but so somebody doesn't work either. There's an energy out here that doesn't work. This could be who someone lives with. Somebody could be pregnant, but they don't work. Or they're just comfortable, taken care of, privileged lady. Like, they just can't move. They would have to give something up. So now, somebody has to give something up. You're not going to gain anything without giving something up. You can sit here and sulk about it, but that's not it, boo, for sure. I mean, you can't. What are you worth? You're worthful. You're priceless. You can't put a price on you. And that's how you're going to have to start viewing it. You have to give something up. And the divine is saying it's time. Like, you need to get into your purpose. And you're not going to have any peace until, just go ahead. Basically, I don't know if somebody's praying for this or what, because I don't know why this is coming out. So I don't know if somebody praying for this confirmation, or send me a sign, or send me something. What should I do? They done told you what you need to do over and over and over again. This is the Eight of Swords, the pathway sitting on the Eight of Swords, which also breaks down to an 8. You got to go on your journey. You got to unattach from energies where it makes, it's easy for you, but you're not being saved. I forgot that was somebody's energy. They're not going to save you. You have the power to save yourself. You're not being saved out of this situation. This is not a little girl who's stuck in a basement because her stepmother and her evil stepsisters got her trapped down there, and she run into a prince. That's not this. I'm sorry that you're not being saved. Okay, so just come on now. Let's make it make sense. Let me get one of these, please. I get something for confirmation here before we go. Look at it. Look for a sign. I'm telling, man, I can't. Y'all know I don't be playing with these cards. Really? Oh, this came out in that. This came out, and I told y'all to go watch a collective reading that I did last time. Matter of fact, I used this deck. and it's called 555. I told Sagittarius to go watch it. Maybe you should go watch it too, but there is going to be a significant change here. It's right here as well. That's the 9. Okay. There's going to be a significant change. Okay. It says look for a sign, so they're trying to warn you, or this is, I mean, hey, okay. Let me get another confirmation, please, for this reading. Opportunity. Oh. So whatever this opportunity is, somebody needs to try to take advantage of this opportunity. Something in someone's window. So if you are, like I said, if you're unattached, I mean, if you're unattached, completely single, there's someone here that you want to make an offer to. I don't know. Maybe it's something that you feel like you lack. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough for this person. Maybe it's because, oh, I don't own a home yet, or I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's something like that. It's some kind of lack that you may feel in your head that makes you not want to make a certain offer. But they're saying, no, don't. You don't need to. Or, I mean, it's some kind of worry here. But I feel like the worry is just with the change. Okay? 8 of Swords, the Death card. King of Wands, and somebody taking action. But like I said, some kind of opportunity was supposed to, or it was going to blossom into some kind of romance, or some opportunity is going to blossom into some kind of romance. Okay. Yeah. Look at this. Choose a new direction. So that's your last confirmation for this reading. I'm telling you, somebody's going to have to, you're going to have to just choose to, it's going to be tough. The 2 of Swords is right here. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but you completely forfeit some.
Welcome to my territory. Feel free to stay a while.
Hi, collective. I hope everybody is doing well.
Hey Aries, welcome to your bonus reading. So I told you I was gonna do a bonus because, you know, maybe age restricting shit. So let's get this done. Okay, I'm excited to do our reading. I have a few oracles I'm gonna pull at the end. I love my oracle cards. They're packed with like information. So, and I actually like to read. So I like reading y'all what's in the oracle cards. That's going to be at the end, but let's tap into your energy. Let's see what's going on here. Make sure you guys click and switch the roles and just take what resonates. Leave what doesn't fit for your situation. Also remember that there are scammers down below in the comment section pretending to be me. So if the name is not highlighted in gray, it is not me replying back to your comment. And I have my left ears ringing. And if there are fake pages reaching out to you on other social media platforms, it is also obviously not me. Okay, my social media handles are going to be down below in the description box. Okay, so also Aries, what did I want to say? I forgot. Maybe it'll come back to me. I don't know. So let's see what comes out of the Karmic Tales reading. I'm going to probably do another spread for you guys to see what other things are coming. But for some reason, I wanted to pull from the Karmic Tales. So it must be karmics in y'all energy, some karmic shit you're dealing with, karmic relationships. It is Mercury retrograde. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, about the camera. Yeah, I have the camera a little bit further than normal because of the age restricting thing. This is why I'm doing a bonus in the first place because they are putting age restrictions for the tarot cards that show nudity, and if the camera's too close up, they can see it. So we back there. Hopefully y'all can hear me. You know, hopefully it's no problem. But let's see what's going on for Aries spirit. Messages for Aries. What do they need to hear and know at this time? Please return any spell work, any dark magic that is sent to harm the collective and their loved ones. Me and my loved ones return it back to the sender. Okay, could be dealing with a Virgo. Or you have Virgo on your chart, 212 on the timer. I always get y'all could be dealing with a Virgo or Virgos heavily in your chart. So let's see. What's going on for Aries spirit? What do they need to hear and know Aries. Okay, so we have snooping through emails. Lord. Difference. Okay. It's something that you're seeing that's, there could be a document or something that someone is seeing that they're comparing, or something just doesn't look right on paper or something. Maybe something looks like it's like been whited out or erased, or somebody may be trying to change some documents around or something like that. Okay, marriage. It could be marriage documents, a marriage license here. I don't know. What the hell? Let's see. Somebody here could be married. What else? Depression and anxiety. And pregnant. All right, bottom of the deck is marriage counseling, Libra. So a Libra could want marriage counseling, or you could want 333 at a time, or you could want marriage counseling with a Libra. It could be a Cancer involved. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Somebody could either need some medication here for a mental illness, or somebody is sick and pregnant here. Somebody could be popping pills while they're pregnant. Or somebody is stressing you the fuck out. Or the other. Someone could have a... Okay. Let's see what's going on here, Aries. Because, honey... Let's see, what is snooping through emails? What is the problem? Why is somebody snooping? What is snooping through emails? Somebody could be trying to see who you're talking to. What's snooping through emails here? Okay, the Page of Cups, yeah, to see who you're talking to. To see who you're talking to. The Empress, okay, Eight of Swords, Five of Wands. It could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So yeah, somebody is, this could be definitely in reference to a child. Okay, you could have a child with somebody here. Maybe they're pregnant again, or this is outside of you, Aries. Flip it, switch it, flip the roles. Wow, the Emperor and the Empress is showing. So there could be a divine match, a divine couple here, and whoever this is karmic energy. Somebody is watching you or want to see, yeah, they want to see where you're going, who you're talking to. Somebody could be hacking your shit. I'm getting somebody got to snoop through their own shit because there's somebody watching them. They're watching everything that they do. So they have to kind of like walk on eggshells around somebody. But the Page of Cups is an apology. It's an expression of emotions. This could also talk about good news. Good news. Yeah, let's see. What's snooping through email? Yeah, somebody's trying to see what you're doing or what's coming in for you, who you're talking to, where you're, you know, just nosy. What's snooping through emails with the Page of Cups? Okay, yeah, Knight of Wands in reverse. Sagittarius. You could be dealing with, so yeah, this is somebody here that is just like very competitive, very jealous, aggressive, hot tempered. This person could anger very quickly. Yeah, this is somebody that's a nasty person, very reckless as well. They could be very sexual. Someone that has low self-esteem, lack of confidence here, they're lazy. Whoever this is. What's snooping through emails with the Page of Cups and the Knight of Wands in reverse? This could be somebody too that's trying to stop you from having the confidence to say what you need to say or do what you're needing to do here. Okay, yeah, King of Cups, Ten of Swords. Yeah, for some of you, someone is going through a divorce here. The King of Cups and the Ten of Swords is divorce. But the King of Cups is too, a married man or married woman. Possibly. This could be a father figure here going through this, or you're going through this with your baby daddy or whatever. Yeah, somebody here, you could be dealing with the Gemini, Scorpio. Somebody here betrayed someone's trust. Well, I don't know why I said that. I wasn't trying to say that, but somebody betrayed someone. Okay, based on a simple fact that this person, I feel like they want to be with you. Okay. Um, Somebody caught someone cheating too. It's like somebody wants to go somewhere else, but has been tied in a situation or stuck in a relationship where they're not really happy for real. They don't want to be there. So they probably been your person. If this is your person, this is, a person that has feelings for you. They probably been going all around, or being in and out with you and somebody else. They don't even want to be over there. Yeah, Five of Wands, Eight of Swords. Yeah, feeling trapped, feeling stuck. So definitely the worst of a situation is over though with the Ten of Swords. Let's see, what's the Nine of Wands in reverse? What is this whole problem? Someone does not want you talking to somebody or vice versa. Okay, that's too many. I'm not taking all. What's the Knight of Wands in reverse? The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, being controlling, being possessive. Yeah, Five of Swords. Could be a Capricorn. Someone could have been hiding the fact that they were cheating or running around, or they hid their identity. They hid who they really are. Because somebody here is jealous. They're all over the place. This person is very greedy too. They're greedy. They're childish. Whoever this is, very greedy, very possessive, and just a loser. And I feel like they act out when you don't give them what they want, or they act out when they see that you're trying to get away from them. Well, this is your person. But you're seeing the difference probably in this person and somebody else, or you're just seeing the difference in someone's behavior, which is exposing them. It's exposing who they really are. Some of y'all could be spending your money recklessly. Okay, you need to stop spending or something like that. All right. What's different? Matter of fact, what's this Page of Cups? What's this Page of Cups? Because it keeps staring at me, or I keep staring at it. What's the Page of Cups? Yeah, Two of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles, Virgo energy. For some of you, there's good news coming in about your money, your finances. Things are going to balance out. This could be you getting a new job. Someone could have a Capricorn, Jupiter. Yeah, I feel like something with your finances is going to balance out. I was also getting, though, somebody is like juggling or something like that. They were juggling and they don't know who their child's father is or something like that. They were in and out, back and forth. It turns out maybe it could be obviously pregnant, but they've been lying about who their child's father is, or hiding the fact that they've been all over the place, or this is a man doing this and they got someone pregnant, one or the other. Yeah. What's different for Aries? Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra. What's different with the Queen of Swords? So you're pointing something out here. There's something that you're discerning or you're seeing or you're speaking about with the Queen of Swords. This could also talk about you cutting somebody the fuck off. Yeah, the Seven of Cups. Yeah, something is an illusion. I feel like you're cutting through the illusions here. You could see through somebody's bullshit or something. Someone could have a Scorpio Venus placement. Yeah, what's different? Queen of Swords, Seven of Cups. Yeah, the sign. Yeah. Leo energy, exposure, seeing through the bullshit, cutting through the bullshit, setting boundaries, cutting somebody off here. I feel like you're just setting boundaries. You are going towards your happiness here. Period. You're going to stand your ground. You're going to say what the fuck you need to say, and that's that. Yeah, the Moon, Six of Pentacles. Definitely with the Sun, something here is being exposed. You're being enlightened about something. You can see through it. Queen of Swords is also somebody that's like a divorcee. Okay, so somebody is getting a divorce, and they could be confused, like, why is this happening? What you mean, why is happening? Like, what do you mean? You probably caused this shit or whatever. I mean, it does say two to tango, but if somebody's malicious and they're just nasty, then that's another thing. Some of you guys have a lot of options coming towards you. Yeah, with your career, Queen of Pentacles, or your money. But this could be some sort of like illusion. Let's see, what's the Seven of Cups? Someone here could drink a lot too. They could pop pills or they drink a lot. Somebody abuses drugs or something. Okay, yeah, the World in reverse. Yeah, disappointment, a failure, something here that's not working. There's something that's going to turn around in your favor. Somebody is trying to like stop something from happening or stop. I'm hearing court too. I heard something about a court case, okay, or something like that. Could be about children in court for some of you. The World in reverse talks about, yeah, like a burden, a cycle here that's not closed, or it just, something here failed. Something failed here. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. You guys could be seeing 999. So this is like something that's very disappointing, or somebody's going to be disappointed if they're trying to cause illusions or confusion somewhere. And you can see right through their bullshit here. They're going to be mad about this because I don't know what you see the difference. You see what's going on. So I don't know what they got going on. What's the Sun? I feel like a lot of you guys are realizing that you're a different breed. You're cut from a different cloth here. And you could have options maybe in love or just in life in general. And I feel like a lot of these options are disappointing. So you're cutting them off. You don't want to be bothered. Okay, period. What's the Sun? What's the Sun?
Family, I just cannot make it up. I always say that I'm from a different breed. I say it all the time. For those of y'all who listen to me out every day, I said I'm the last of a dying breed. That's my statement I always say. That's why I tell y'all about them placements in your chart.
Yeah, definitely something about fertility, kids, somebody having a lot of options. The Moon in, wow, yeah, the Moon in reverse. Something is off, it's imbalanced. Got the Sun and the Moon. The Moon is just inverted. So, yeah, Justice, there's the court shit. Yeah, Four of Cups, the Devil, the Death card. Yeah, somebody wants this opportunity in court to be missed. What they're trying to do is, that's what I'm getting like strong. I don't know why that's coming so strong like that intuitively. Or they just don't want karma to catch up to their ass. But the Moon in reverse, yeah, Pisces or Cancer, definitely a secret is coming out. Something is being revealed here. Definitely that. Okay. Whatever could be revealed is that like somebody has been trying to block you intuitively. They just really been trying to block you or hide, like cloak themselves or something. Okay. Ciao, bye. I'm just so over this stupid shit. People are so dumb. Yeah, Five of Swords, Three of Swords, all because they're heartbroken, they're mad. This is you breaking away from fear too. You're not fearing anything. I feel like you feel much more empowered. I feel like you're not taking nobody's shit. So if somebody tries to step to you the wrong way, I feel like they're gonna get cursed the fuck out. Period. That's exactly what's happening. They can try it if they want to. Somebody getting ready to be exposed. What's marriage? Knight of Cups. What's marriage with the Knight of Cups? Pisces energy. Somebody could be on the Aquarius Pisces cusp. What's marriage? The Ace of Cups. Wow. What else for marriage? So there is some new love. Yeah, and the Fool. There's Aquarius. There is new love coming in your life, Aries, or this could be somebody that you already know. For some of you, for others of you, this is new. Something is going to lead into marriage here. Yeah, some of y'all are going to go towards the one that you're meant to be married to. And whoever this is, you're leaving behind for sure. Definitely could be some sort of apology, definitely a proposal, an event that you could be attending that could where somebody's going to like propose to you if you're already in some sort of like relationship or union of some, if you're already together with somebody. I'm hearing like some of y'all could be having a small wedding, or you're eloping. You don't really fuck with a lot of people. You don't fuck with your family maybe, or you don't want them to be in your fucking business. Okay, so you don't want them to come to your wedding or something like that. Yeah, this looks good here. So a new beginning is coming. Adventure, spontaneity, taking a risk here, leaving everything behind that don't belong, and you're going to go towards someone that could potentially lead to marriage. Some of y'all are moving as well. Who's this Knight of Cups right here? That's good news as well, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. This is like commitment. Virgo energy. This is commitment. This is working on something, dedication, loyalty, hard work. This could also be, like I said, somebody's getting good news about a job for sure. A new job, or you're doing something creative here, Aries, that you're going to get good news about. But since it's under marriage, this is a relationship that either you're working out with somebody, you're working this out with someone, or you're going towards new. The Eight of Pentacles talks about self-mastery. So you've mastered something within yourself in order to be prepared for whatever this is that's coming in for you. So whatever somebody's little plan is, or whatever they did, is definitely going to fail, or it already has. What's the Ace of Cups? Let's see. This is self-love too, self-care. Yeah, Five of Cups. Yeah, you had to let something go here from your past. Yeah, the Judgment. For some of you, somebody is coming back. Okay, or there's just a need to forgive your past, release the past, learn the karmic lessons, and roll out. Okay, someone could have a Scorpio Mars. There could be a lot of crying you're doing, a lot of grieving, letting the past go. There's somebody, for some of you, I'm getting there's somebody from your past that regrets something that they did to you, but they're in love with you. Yeah, the Lovers. Yeah, the Ace of Swords. Somebody sees the truth now about you, so they wanna give you something nice. Shit, marriage. They want to be with you, I guess. Yeah. They're seeing a difference here between who they were with and where they're going right now. You, possibly. So whatever was restricting you or your person is over with. Let's see, what's depression and anxiety, child? Because, the Ace of Pentacles. What's depression and anxiety with the Ace of Pentacles? The Six of Cups. What's depression and anxiety? The King of Swords. The Hangman, the Two of Swords. Somebody is so mad or so sad or upset that you're walking away from them, or you set boundaries with them. King of Swords. Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini could be significant. You and your person could have air in y'all chart heavy too. And Earth. But there could definitely be a court situation too that somebody's nervous about, and that has to do with like children. I just keep getting that. I know I keep repeating the same thing because it keep coming out. Somebody could be wanting to bring you some sort of like gift, but I'm definitely getting reconciliation, soulmate energy, definitely newness here. The Ace of Cups right beside the Ace of Pentacles. There's new here. Some of y'all are definitely getting a new career, a new job. I feel like your life is just transforming in a major way. Yeah, Eight of Wands, the Chariot. Yeah, this could be travel as well. Some of y'all are going on vacation, or you're moving, you're traveling, you're on the road. You could be going on a road trip, or you're you're in your car and you're traveling to somewhere where you want to move to. Okay, maybe you're just, you want to. I mean, when I moved to Texas, I actually drove. Everybody was saying, get on the plane, get on the plane. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to get on a plane. I want to drive because I want to see shit. I want to just, I don't know. So that could be what you're doing. Maybe you're driving somewhere instead of taking a plane. Or there could also be some sort of like communication coming in from someone. This could just be a sudden, quick, or fast like change or fast movement here. I feel like things are taking off for you in a positive way though. Yeah, for sure. So somebody is depressed and have anxiety because you're glowing up, or somebody's initials could be DPMS. I'm getting D specifically. Darian, Darius, Demetrius, Dominic, Dory, Delilah. What's the Six of Cups? So there's like nostalgia here. Someone thinking about you. There could be some sort of like truth someone wants to tell you here. Okay, the Ten of Cups. Yeah, look. Aww. And Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. Someone could have a Pisces Mars, Pisces Jupiter. So I'm getting, some of y'all could be getting ready to start a family here. Somebody from your past is ready to like settle down with you or whatever. Yeah, that's 19 cups. That's the sun. The sun is here. So something has been revealed about you. You're the sun. Definitely fertility. Somebody is like pregnant or something too, though. They're pregnant. I don't know if it's a good pregnancy or not. Shit, you could be the good person that's pregnant. And I don't know. Maybe your person, they ran off I don't know. Or this could be a woman that's pregnant and they're depressed because the person that they thought they was going to have a baby by, or however the situation is going, is leaving. They don't want to be with them or whatever. The Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. This is wish fulfillment here. This is definitely wish fulfillment. We're going from the 9 to the 10. And this is definitely about somebody from your past. Somebody is like throwing up. Like they're throwing up. Every time they hear this, they gag because they don't want you to be with this past person. They don't want you to be with them or something. Yeah, the Hierophant, the Magician, and the Ten of Pentacles. Damn. Damn, here. Somebody is a master magician. It could be a Taurus, Virgo, Gemini. Someone could have a Virgo or Mercury. Somebody here does spiritual work for a living, possibly. Okay, some of y'all are getting married. You're manifesting that shit too, meaning you're actually going to work in order to be married, be a married woman or a married man. Okay, because anybody could want to be married, but are you ready for that? Like, be for real. So, yeah, this is, I don't know. Definitely somebody here is a teacher, a spiritual guru, a counselor, or something like that. You have a lot of ancient knowledge here is what I'm getting. There's gifts here with the Ten of Pentacles. You've inherited something and it's coming. Okay, in the form of a connection as well as you being this master magician. Yeah, let's see. So some of y'all, watch out. I mean, if you don't want to get pregnant, that's on you. I don't know. Okay, but and maybe it's meant for you too, though, with somebody. There's somebody you're supposed to be with. They look like they was in the wrong spot with the wrong person. What's the King of Swords? Yep, Three of Cups. I'm telling you, whoever this air sign is, the Chariot, they want to reconcile with you. Something is definitely going to be celebratory in court, for sure. But if this is your person, they want to come talk to you. Yeah, they want to come talk to you and tell you some sort of like truth or something. They want to reconcile with you. But there is definitely a victory, a reunion of some sort that's coming in here that somebody is so depressed about. And they're so upset. Like, for some of you, this person could have worked on their depression and anxiety. They could be taking pills because of postpartum. Oh, damn. 26 on the tower. I didn't mean to say postpartum. Somebody could have postpartum depression or going through that. Okay, it's not a good, it doesn't feel good. But I meant to say PTSD. Somebody's like throwing up in their mouth. They're like, every time they think about you leaving and going to go be with someone else, they like, what the fuck? What Someone could have a Cancer Mercury. What's pregnant? Four of Wands. Okay, so marriage or home stability. What's pregnant with the Four of Wands? Someone could have an Aries Venus placement. The Seven of Wands. And the Judgment. So there's someone that you're defending or they're defending you here. Seven of Wands, I'm getting also is like somebody here blocking someone or fighting for something. Somebody want to get you pregnant, Aries. I don't know. Let's see. Who's the Four of Wands? Some of y'all could be having an event, like a baby shower or something like that coming up. What's the Four of Wands for Aries? Definitely a reunion of some sort, a gathering around family and friends, a celebration with the Four of Wands. Some of y'all are reuniting with your twin here. There is counterparts here. King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Okay, yeah, the Page of Swords. Someone could be riding past your home. They're watching you. Let me see. The Page of Swords talks about communication as well. Delayed communication. Something that you've had to be patient for. Someone is like planning or strategizing. Someone could be an event planner. There's like somebody planning an event or something like that. What's the Page of Swords? Or getting, like somebody is being educated on something or gaining knowledge of something here. Okay, the Chariot. Honey, this is good. I don't know. Somebody's pregnancy is going to be nice here. It's going to be, yeah, because you're going to have somebody here that's going to take care of you, that's going to take action. Yeah, King of Pentacles, King of Wands, Six of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. This person is a hard worker. Whoever this is, could be a Taurus, Leo, all right, Virgo, I don't know, Cancer. It could be any damn body. All signs about to be here, or they are here. But yeah, this is nice. Some of y'all are getting pregnant. This is future energy. If you're not pregnant now, oh boy, is it coming. If you've been trying to manifest a baby, it's coming. It's just going to be with the right person. I feel like this is somebody that you're going to last long, like have long term with. I'm seeing a nice car, a nice home. Okay, a great family dynamic here. Yeah, this looks nice. I see victory. I see success. Okay, I'm getting those cars. What do you call those cars that what do you call those cars where it say just married, or they have the little cans that's dragging on down the road? Okay, I'm getting like a setting or a visual of that. Like you're getting married, you're going to be pregnant. It's just nice. I don't know. That's only for those that want that, right? I ain't talking about y'all if y'all don't want kids or whatever. You know, so let's see. They're planning for y'all's future. That's what this is. If you're not with this person yet, you know, it's being prepped, like for sure. What's the Seven of Wands though? Let's see. Okay, Ten of Wands. Someone could have a Sag Mercury. I mean Sag Saturn. That's 17. That's the star. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. So yeah, I feel like some of you guys are going to be feeling renewed here. You're protecting your energy. Some of y'all are definitely it's like you're blocking out some sort of like baggage or whatever this was that was here. Something is blocked in order for you to move forward and move on. Okay, I feel like you're defending yourself from something here. Somebody could be big and pregnant right now. Somebody could be getting ready to give birth or whatever. What's the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Wands? I feel like someone is moving though, and they're defending. They're like not stopping at anything. They're leaving. Yeah, Three of Swords. So someone is blocking out this third party, this ex, whatever, with all this emotional baggage, this trauma, and all this bullshit here. Somebody is standing up for themselves. They're blocking this out. I feel like someone now is understanding, you know, themselves. They understand their own worth. They have morals, values, integrity. They're not going to be dealing with whatever the fuck this is. Someone is struggling. They have a lot of responsibility too. Yeah, for some of you, someone could be getting ready to be homeless here. The Eight of Cups, the Hermit, and the Five of Pentacles. This is tragic, but somebody they did something in order to deserve this karma. So I mean, I don't know. Someone could have a Libra Saturn. What's the judgment? So there's just a need. Yeah, the Six of Pentacles. What's the judgment with the Six of Pentacles? Someone could have a Taurus moon. Yes, and the Nine of Damn Pentacles, honey, and the Two of Wands, a partnership. Yes. Oh wow. You are Libra. Damn. Not Libra. Aries. Maybe go watch Libra's reading. I don't know why I wanted to say Libra. But okay, I'll get to these in a minute. So yeah, the Six of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. I'm getting your money is getting ready to definitely increase here. Your confidence, everything about you is definitely getting ready to shine bright. Okay. Like you have a great future to look forward to, Libra. I mean, damn. Why do I want to keep saying Libra? So Libra could be significant. I don't know, Aries, but you could have Libra highly aspected somewhere. Okay, like me, I have a Libra Jupiter, and that placement does like stand out a bit, being that it's in Jupiter and it's in the first house, Aries. Okay, so that could be. I mean, just look at your chart. Okay, but I'm getting balance, equal give and take, reciprocity. The Nine of Pentacles is pregnancy as well. You're going to be definitely taken care of here. Your money is definitely growing. Definitely your career is looking really good here because you passed some sort of like karmic lesson. Okay, I feel like you're just learning how to forgive and keep yourself balanced and let go. Let go and let God. Okay, understand that things happen in divine timing. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting enjoying the fruits of your labor here, pampering yourself, being able to buy what you want and always have what you need, period. But we have the Two of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the Empress. Definitely somebody's getting ready to be a mother. Whatever this is, Queen of Wands, fertility. Three of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, the Ace of Wands, the Emperor, with the Empress here in the Temperance. Honey, baby, what's coming in for you is going to be mag-fucking-nificent, okay? Yeah, it's coming. You getting ready to get pregnant. A lot of y'all, this pregnancy look good to me. I don't know. Somebody else is heartbroken about that or heartbroken about the fact that you're going to get married and settle down and whatever the fuck, you know. Like it's meant for you to have here. So give me a oracle that's in alignment with the spread for Aries. Someone can have a Virgo Venus placement. Yeah, you're going through a major awakening here. There could be lessons you're learning about your finances. Okay, too. Let's see. Yeah, new beginnings. Moon maiden. Let's see. Give me a card here for Aries. All right, so we have transpersonal here, number 60. Watchers. Bottom of the deck is number 2, beloved. Radical acceptance. Okay, let's see. Let's see what number 60 says. Serendipity, the observer, witness. Okay, it says when watchers appear, it is an invitation to stop doing. Pause, get off of the treadmill and take a deep breath. Find the witness within the one who can observe the fire and fury happening around you, but is not caught in any of the drama. The time is right to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. Watchers show up to direct your attention to the horizon and away from the anthill in front of you. Others might think you are simply doing nothing, but let them know that you are helping the sun to set in the evening sky. There are bigger things to attend to. You have spent such a long time trying to correct the course of events and the actions of others. Let it be for a short while as you become the observer rather than the doer. The watchers invite you to break free from the linear, casual pace of the petty day-to-day. Rise to divine coincidence, to serendipity, and notice how the act of seeing the heart of the matter produces results. Things happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. Wow. For some of y'all, yeah, I was getting ready to say if you are not pregnant or you don't want kids or whatever, you don't, there's something being birthed here with your finances. You're starting a business or something like that. Yeah, skywriting, the fates, dust devil, moving out of stagnation, crown games, right use of power, the crossing, initiation. Yeah, because you use your power in the right way. You're not manipulative. You're not trying to hurt nobody. You're not doing any of that. So this is nice, y'all. This deck is so fucking beautiful. Let me show it to you here. This deck is called the Wild Muse Oracle Deck and Guidebook. I got it from off of Amazon. It is so pretty. The artwork is so pretty. Like, this deck is so pretty. Okay. So let's see what comes out for you, Aries, here in this deck. Give me a card spread that's in alignment with the spread for Aries. Serendipity is definitely here for y'all. Okay. $18, beauty sleep wanted to come out. Number 2, claim your energy. So some of you guys could be needing to get rest here. Yeah, some beauty. I just heard beauty spells. Okay, some of y'all could be doing beauty spells here. Some beauty. How you say that word? Regimes. Regimes or something like that. However you say that shit. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I really don't. Let me see something. I really don't know how to say that. That's cray.
For Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign, or also known as the ascendant sign, we're looking at the 8th house for this lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And that's a really deep place. The 8th house is about intimacy, and it can also reveal secrets in the sense of either. Capricorn, you have this lunar eclipse in Scorpio in your 11th house, and this is about letting go of something, releasing something, perhaps becoming aware of something that needs to change in the areas around long-term goals and your hopes and dreams for the future. It can be with regards to friendships and the groups that you spend time with, that you relate to either politically or just socially or spiritually even. And then that also is something to do with the gains. That might be that you're realizing that there's something you have to let go even financially, that there could be something that you need to resolve in terms of financial, perhaps income, for example, that's coming from something that you're doing. So if you're an entrepreneur or something is changing there. Or realization around how you make money in that regard, that can also help you find a way to, you might realize what's going on around how you make money and then make a shift in that way. So the ruler of this eclipse is in the 7th house at this time. So Mars in the 6th house can sometimes be showing up contentious relationships, issues that you might have to deal with important relationships in your life, including your spouse or business partners. It can be challenging, or it can be that you're meeting people who are themselves challenging, that they themselves are coming at you with anger or frustration, and you have to deal with that. So Mercury is retrograde at the time of this eclipse in the same house as where we find the Sun and the North Node in Taurus in your 5th house. And the Sun itself is along with Uranus. So there's a lot of instability at this time in terms of your 5th house activities. That 5th house and 11th house axis is very much to do with creativity, what it is that you want to do in terms of your creative expression, and that can include things that you do around children as well, or the children themselves. There may be something going on in the lives of your children, or something that you are having to contend with around having children, or the ones that are already there, for example. This is also the house of investments. It's also hobbies and things that you enjoy doing. It's the fun stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff in here, but the energy here, like I said, is about reviewing. It's not quite stable. With Mercury retrograde, you might be well advised to For example, if it is about investments, look at your portfolio, look at where do you take risks usually that you might need to be scaling back. This is not a great time for taking risks unless you're really sure of what you're doing. There's so much unpredictable energy. So again, it comes down to, how much are you willing to lose, basically. It depends on your chart, but Capricorns are generally not risk takers. You usually have a pretty solid head on your shoulders, but nonetheless, some of you are. And for those of you who are, just keep in mind that there's a lot of stuff that is unstable right now that will be shifting in the next couple of weeks. So this period of time around the early part of May into the middle of May and even at the end of May is going to produce quite a lot of coming and going with regards to fifth house issues for you. So that can also be with regards to love affairs as well. So maybe there's some kind of issue going on in terms of your love life. With Mars in the 7th, that could be quite nice because it's quite passionate, but it's not necessarily what you wanted, because that lunar eclipse is happening in the 11th house of what you aspired to, and that looks like it's something that needs to be revised, or that you're recognizing is maybe not what you wanted and you have to let go of it, or it's not available to you and you have to let go of it, for example. Your ruler Saturn is in the 3rd house of communication. So whatever's going on here, especially with the Mars in the 7th, would probably benefit from a good solid dose of communication. That might have something to do with the written word or spoken word, but it could also be around internet, because that's also the 11th house where the moon is at the moment. Maybe if you're working online, or if you are expanding your business online, or you're trying to expose yourself through either a website or social media, there's something here that you're able to take advantage of, recognizing either a new trend or recognizing where you've been barking up the wrong tree, for example, and re-establishing something. So Venus is going to move into that 7th house of relationships from your 6th house of everyday stuff and health and the usual drudgery of life. And she moves into your 7th, and that's going to actually be really nice. It'll soften that roughness of Mars there. And at the same time, so that's 2 days after this eclipse, and then just 10 days later, you have Jupiter moving into your 5th house, which is really nice. That'll be trining your ascendant. So whatever is going on right now, you can spend a bit of time reviewing, trying to understand that a bit better, and prepare yourself for this energetic shift that is coming in the next couple of weeks, because there's something that is going to be highlighting a lot of what I've just described, whether it be around creativity or children, or how you want to see your future, maybe bringing in a new creative expression, a new hobby or something like that in a simple way. But it could also be much more profound in terms of how you want to show up in your life in general, in terms of your own self-expression. So either way, there's a lot going on here for a couple of weeks that is worth slowing down and reflecting on, Capricorn. Don't rush into things, especially in the first half of May. And that will, I think, bring you better benefits in the longer term. So if you go back 6 months from now, look at those eclipses, November 8th and then October 25th of 2022. What was going on in your life at that time? How is that looking different for you now? Or what is a continuation of that in this moment? And see how that might be informing you in terms of what it is that you need to do going forward. So best wishes for all of that, Capricorn, and I'll see you in the next video. For Scorpio, this is all about you. And I always hear from you in the comment sections because you don't like the way I describe Scorpio. And I have to say, and you're not going to like this either, that's typical Scorpio. You see that stinger in the tail. So I totally expect it. So, give me your best shot, Scorpio, after you hear what I got to say. So I want you to pay attention to this eclipse because it's happening in your 1st house. And that doesn't matter whether it's your sun, moon, or rising. It's the 1st house from any of those placements. So this is really significant to you. There's something here, especially with the South Node having gone through here since January of 2022. There's something here that you need to let go of so you can show up differently, and especially in regards to relationships with other people. There's something here that you can decide is kind of done. You're moving on. You've moved past it, or it's no longer interesting, no longer relevant, and you're moving on. This can also be where you realize that there's something that you have not been getting from relationship, and so part of what you're leaving behind is this. Is actually something that you're going to be gaining on the other side, because of course the North Node is on the other side from you in the 7th house. Now your 7th house is pretty busy at this time, and so the Sun, of course, is there. The Sun is what's giving us this full moon, and then the North Node is also there, and because of the North and South Node polarity and the Sun and Moon polarity, that's how we get the eclipse. But we can also find out a little bit more about what's going on here if we go back in time, about 6 months' time, to the 25th of October, where we had a partial solar eclipse in Scorpio at 2 degrees, which is roughly the placement of the South Node right now. So reflect on that period of time, and then also reflect back onto the 8th of November eclipse from 2022. And at that time, then the moon was where the sun is now. So that eclipse was happening at the 15th or 16th degree of Taurus. And that means that the moon was in Taurus at that degree, but the sun was in your sign, Scorpio, at 15 degrees. So the moon and the sun have swapped places in these two eclipses. So right now, where the moon is where the sun was last November 8th. And if you go back and reflect, let's take it from mid-October, let's say, and go a couple of months around that time, even up until this moment, what has been going on? There's been a lot going on in the house of relationships and in your house of self. You have been sort of the feature sign, let's say, of the last sort of almost year and a half. And you continue to be until the middle of July. So what you can ask yourself at this time is, what are you ready to let go of, and what have you changed in the meantime, and what might still be revealing itself needing changing, because the moon is in your house of self. So there's something very personal to you. It can, of course, have impact on your career by square, and on your home and where you live by square as well. But certainly that polarity between yourself and others is really where we see the most distinction. So the Mercury retrograde, which is also happening from your 7th house, is going to give you an opportunity as well at this time to really reflect on all of these questions. What's going on in my relationship? Am I being valued? Am I valuing my partner? What do I need? Maybe one question with Taurus in the house of relationship, which is your standard, that's what you get as a Scorpio rising, especially very important for the rising sign. But nonetheless, Taurus is the opposite sign. And so your sense of, what you need in terms of your everyday nurturance, food wise or sensuality wise, it's very important for you. This axis is very much to do with values and money as well. And again, it depends where this is showing up in your chart. We'd have to see that house by house, how that feels to you. But nonetheless, this is your opposite sort of alter ego, if you like. So there's a lot to learn at this time. Mercury retrograde will help you with that right up until the 14th of May. Now, the sun is also on Uranus, and that gives you a lot of insight, but that can also give you potentially some new awareness around relationship. There might be some revelations around relationship, something that you might newly understand, or that you might be informed of. And that's because the sun is coming to conjunct Uranus, which it does once a year, and it just happens to be again happening in your sign. So that will happen in around the 18th, 19th degree of Taurus. And so this is going to happen in just days after the eclipse, in fact, like 3-4 days after the eclipse. So at the same time then that's happening, we're going to have Venus moving into your 9th house from the 8th house. The 8th house, of course, being naturally your house in the natural zodiac. So all about what is hidden and secret, what is shared with others in terms of wealth, for example, shared resources of all kinds, shared intimacy of all kinds. Venus being there can be quite nice, actually, for all signs, but Venus especially in the 8th house for Scorpio is quite good because your house of relationship is ruled by Venus. And then Venus is going to go into your 9th house, and that's quite nice because then she starts to surface a little bit more, and you get to have a broader picture, perhaps, of what it is that you want out of life, more sense of bigger perspective on life. Now, Mars is already there. Your ruler is in the 9th house at the time of this eclipse, but he's not very comfortable in Cancer. And so this can have something to do with challenges, indeed, around potentially around your father, or around people who are in positions of authority, like teachers, lawyers, all those kinds of professors. If you're a student in university, for example, this kind of person. The law in general, the law as it's represented by lawyers or judges is up there in the 9th. And if Mars is there, that can be challenging, which it has been since the 25th of March. And so Venus going in there can smooth out some rough edges and make that a little bit more harmonious, because that Venus and then Mars will be trining your sign, much more favorable for you. Always want to know, you always keep an eye on your ruler, Mars, always keep an eye on what's going on there. So this could also give you just a broader sense of purpose that can help you identify what's going on in relationship. Does my relationship actually match who I am now? Or is on the contrary, is the absence of relationship now something that I need to address? If I have one or don't have one, it's still going to be something that you can reflect upon, and then having a newer drive in terms of what is my purpose, what am I here for, what do I believe, what's important to me. That can help you identify what is necessary in issues around this 7th house. Now, Jupiter's going to swan in there on the 16th of May from the 6th house, where it has been for roughly the past year, expanding your day-to-day work and busyness and perhaps even health issues for you. Jupiter is moving into your 7th house of relationships, as if there weren't enough things going on there already. But this is quite nice. This is really, really quite nice. So hang in there, Scorpio. Whatever is going on looks like it can get quite a lovely boost in the next few weeks. I have to say as well, though, that Jupiter in the 7th can be just Leo, this eclipse is happening in your 4th house. So the moon is in the 4th house while the sun is in the 10th house. So there's quite a lot here to do with your responsibilities out in the world compared to what it is that you need emotionally. And keeping in mind that the sun is your ruler, it's always very important for you to track where the sun is going through the chart. The sun is very powerful at the top of the chart in the 10th house. And so that moon in the 4th can be showing you something about what it is that you need, what it is that you need to establish in terms of your emotional security or your psychological security. And it looks like that's been changing quite a lot over the last year and a half, roughly, while the South Node has been moving through that part of your chart. If you go back, you'll notice something from October 25th, when we had the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, which was roughly where these nodes are now, and on November 8th, where we had the total lunar eclipse, which was at 15 degrees of Taurus, 16 degrees of Taurus, where the sun is now. So the energies are kind of swapped. So last year, the sun was in the position of the moon, where it is now, and the moon was in the position of the sun, where it is now. And so this is a really interesting reversal to pay attention to and see what is resonating for you compared to 6 months ago, There may be something you're realizing about the work and home balance, or your sense of what you need. Months ago, there may be something you're realizing about the work and home balance, or your sense of what you need to feel established and what it is that you're being called to do out in the world. Especially because Uranus has been going through that house as well. So the North Node plus Uranus going through the house of career, that's a lot of new stuff. It's a lot of change, a lot of instability in that regard. And so your sense of responsibilities, your sense of what it is that you do in the world, your social status has probably been fluctuating quite a lot, and even more dramatically so since January of 2022. So Mercury is currently retrograde there. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to reflect on all of these things, go over, these issues of the last 6 months, but at the very least, go over the last few weeks where Mercury has been cruising over the top of your chart, and just notice, maybe only the last, say, 10 days or 2 weeks, certainly since the eclipse of the 20th of April, this will have been significant for you. So lots to think about in terms of how you show up in the world. What are your goals and ambitions? Mercury is turning direct on the 14th of May. So after that point, your Mercury will go fast through the 10th house, and you'll be able to kind of resolve or accomplish the things that you've been reflecting on up until that point. So a really interesting time for you as you maybe reconsider what it is that you're doing in terms of your status, or at the very least how you're doing it. So Mars, which is ruling this lunar eclipse, is in your 12th house, and it has been since the 25th of March. It's going to stay there until the 20th of May. So there's a lot of kind of itchiness, unconscious itchiness, perhaps a feeling of real wanting to change, wanting things to be different. Because the moon, as well as Saturn and Mars, are all in hidden houses of your chart. The moon in the 4th of your psychological foundation, Saturn in your 8th, which is unconscious processes and your fears and issues that might be even potentially secret or intimate to you. And then, of course, Mars in the 12th house, which is also an unconscious process, or processes that can even lead to your own undoing. So there might be something that you're becoming aware of with that moon in the 4th. And that can be a real, an opportunity for you to understand something that is quite profound, quite deep. And just a couple of days after this eclipse, we've got Venus moving into that 12th house. So she's currently in the house of your hopes and dreams and friendships and so on. That might have been a lovely energy to enjoy. That's also a house of gains. And so you might have even had some potential career gains in terms of finances, or just pure dumb luck as well, because you also have Jupiter in the 9th. But that Venus joining Mars in the 12th house can also help you in terms of feeling better about all of that, feeling a bit more harmony around all of that, and perhaps being able to reconcile that through relationships, through what it is that you need to do about that. Because of course Venus is very much about relationships, about how you value others and how you value yourself. So Jupiter is preparing only about 10 days after this eclipse to go into your 10th house. So enjoy these last few days of Jupiter in the 9th, where you're really getting clearer on what it is that you want out of life, what it is that you feel your purpose is. Jupiter has been expanding your sense of what you see yourself doing in this lifetime, and also what you believe and your sort of higher-minded nature. But that is going to swap places with the nodes over the summertime. So Jupiter moves into your 10th on the 16th of May, and then the nodes will move into your 9th in the middle of July. So there's quite a lot of energy here for you to achieve. A great time to show up in a new way in your life. And it's a good couple of weeks for you to use that Mercury retrograde to really assess what it is that you want. in the French say reculer pour mieux sauter. It's like you want to back up a little bit so you can get a better run and jump. And this is what Mercury in your 10th house is offering you as it's retrograde right now. And that will help you then when Jupiter activates the 10th house even more after this eclipse, and when you come across this realization, whatever it is that's going on now, that will help you then move forward. So it's a good time to slow down and take, don't let yourself be impatient around this time, because especially with all of this being very public, very social, whatever is going on, it's not just important to you, it's important to others as well. And at the very least, it's visible to others. So definitely worth putting some attention on. So Leo, make the best of this time. I wish you all the best with it, and I'll see you in the next video. Virgo, this lunar eclipse is in your 3rd house. So that's the house of communication. It's also Taurus, this lunar eclipse is in your 7th house, and it's ruled by Mars from your 3rd house. So whatever is coming up for you in the 7th house of partnership and how you are in relationships, how you're doing relationships, let's say, is driven by the 3rd house of communications. And so perhaps there's something that needs to be spoken about, something that needs to be discussed, something that would benefit you if you find a clearer way of communicating or stepping up for yourself. It could be with Mars in Cancer that you actually need, to say something more assertively. This is one of the signatures of Taurus, is not wanting to speak up terribly forcefully. And again, that will depend on your chart. You might be one of those Tauruses that is actually quite assertive if you have a number of planets in different positions. But the typical Taurus energy as an archetype has Cancer ruling the 3rd house of communication and siblings. And so that can be quite up and down, and it can be a little bit, you might be a bit evasive in communications, avoiding saying what's on your mind. And with Mars going through there, it's really difficult to do that. And so whatever might be showing up in relationships may even be something that you've really needed to say for quite a while. So this might come with a really strong feeling of needing to step up. Now that Mars and Moon are in a mutual reception, so it's quite supportive energy, although it's not necessarily comfortable. Neither the Moon nor Mars are in a really happy place at this point. But it's definitely going to give you courage in terms of speaking up if needed. There's something that you're changing about relationships, and that's been very strong since January of 2022, when the South Node or Ketu started moving through that 7th house. And it's coming close to the end now. So by July, mid-July now, that South Node is going to move into your 6th house, and the energy will be very different. So all this time, Taurus, you've been reshaping yourself and maybe rediscovering something about what you need. At this time, the Sun being the opposite to the Moon for this full moon is also with Uranus. And so something very different might be sparking your awareness, a different sense of, especially if you are a Taurus Sun, a different sense of what you need. This can, of course, apply if you're rising sign or moon sign as well. But this sense with the Sun could even be with regards to work and how you want to change that. Maybe a sense of a new career possibility. But nonetheless, when we've got all of that energy there for some new insights into all of that, with Uranus really charging the Sun up at this time, as well as Rahu or the North Node being in your 1st house, there's a real opportunity here for things to change in quite a significant way with you, with regards to your relationships, with regards to your work, with regards to your emotional needs. Mercury is retrograde in your sign at this time. It continues to be retrograde right through till the 14th of May. So that's something quite interesting, because that also gives you an opportunity to slow down and reflect on all of these things that I've just outlined. It's very much about you in this case, Taurus. It's very much about what you need. Mercury rules your 2nd house, and that's where we find your ruler, Venus. And so Mercury ruling the 2nd house, and with Venus there in the 2nd house, they're supporting each other in many, many ways. And so this can have something to do with your values as well. And are you standing up for your values in relationship in general? Are you taking care of your needs? Are you taking care of your material needs? Because Venus in the second is also about your material needs. Now, as of the 7th of May, Venus is going to move into the third house with Mars. And so she's going to also give you a lovely boost in terms of communications. This could have something to do with siblings as well, or your neighborhood in general, and things to do with maybe even cousins and other day-to-day engagements like that. But generally speaking, the third house is everything to do with exchanges and communications of all kinds. And when Venus is there, it's really helpful. Given that it's your ruler, this will help smooth out any rough edges that you might be experiencing around relationships, or in terms of these revelations around how you want to be in relationship. And so you might just feel that with Venus going through there all the way through till the 5th of June, you've got now an opportunity to speak up in a way that can be more harmonious and more to your liking, because it's more your style to want harmony. Jupiter is only a few days away at the point of the eclipse. It's only about 10 days away or so from moving into your first house. And this is going to be quite significant for you, Taurus. I'll speak about that in another video. But just make the most of this Jupiter having gone through the 12th house, really showing you in your unconscious processes, or in your sense of what you become aware of patterns of behavior that you may have noticed over the last almost year that Jupiter has been there, that may not have been serving you. And so you've had this opportunity in so many ways, especially since Christmas of 2022, to really understand how you need to modify either your behavior or the people around you in some way, or getting more solid in your spiritual sense of self. And by the time then Jupiter moves into your first house, then you'll have a feeling of confidence and kind of can-do that lets you get out there, lets you get into a new cycle, in fact, because it's Jupiter in your first house, starting a new cycle from the 16th of May, basically. It's a year-long trend. So enjoy this moment. It's quite a liminal moment where you're starting to recognize things that you might need, how you might need to show up for yourself a wee bit better. Certainly why you might need to say something, or how you might need to say it, that is becoming much more important for you. And this is a really interesting time for you to stretch out a little bit, because also as of July, when the nodes change, and I'll speak more about that in a future video, but when the nodes change, there's going to be much more emphasis on that 12th house for you, where the emphasis is off you now, and it's much more about what you need in a deeper sense. So you might feel that there's a balance now between sort of stepping up to what you need and how you need to express that, and then also how to reinforce that from the more hidden aspects of the chart. Taurus, there's a really interesting resonance with this eclipse and the eclipse that was in your sign on November.
I love the astrology part of it. See, when I start talking astrology, people they don't want to hear it, but they just, you can't just, I keep telling them, you cannot just listen to these readings. You cannot just focus on the person's sun sign. None of that. You can't just focus on your sign. If you want to know who you are, how many times I got to tell you, and how many of this material I got to present to y'all. But people that are hot, well-renowned astrologers tell you the same shit I'm telling you. See, in sidereal, which is Vedic, which most people consider to be the more accurate. That's why you need to know your sign. You need to know all your placements in both tropical and Vedic. See, I consider the tropical as like your ego, the way you show up in the world, which is this is what they call Western astrology, which is tropical, where we at. That's what I consider more like the ego, how you really show up. Whereas, like I said, like the personality, whereas the Vedic is more like the depths of you, the soul part of you, which is the Eastern astrology. Okay. I know my placements in all of them. That's why I'm a Cancer. See, I'm a Leo rising in Saturn here in tropical, but I'm a Cancer rising in Saturn in Vedic, in sidereal. Pisces, I ain't got nothing but water in my chart in Vedic. I'm a grand trine in water in Vedic, but I'm a grand trine in air and fire in tropical. I'm a Sagittarius sun in tropical, whereas I'm a Capricorn moon. I'm a Sagittarius sun in Vedic, whereas I'm a Capricorn sun here in tropical. Houses and everything. What I'll tell you how you can basically how can I say kind of get your placements in Vedic. Just go to the previous sign from your sun sign in tropical. So like I said, I'm a Capricorn sun in tropical, but I'm a Sagittarius sun in Vedic. So you say you're a Cancer sun in tropical, which makes you what? Virgo? No, makes you a Gemini sun in Vedic. You know what I'm saying? This shit is deep.
8th of 2022. So the total lunar eclipse in Taurus at that time was at 15, almost 16 degrees of Taurus. And that was where the moon was. And that's where the sun is on the 5th of May. And then the moon, where it is today, or on the 5th of May, is where the sun was on the 8th of November. So really look back over these past 6 months and see what has changed, what's coming up, because something will tell you more. You'll be able to understand better the situation that you're experiencing, especially with regards to your role in relationships.
I'd be like just in a trance.
The other eclipse in 2022 was
you stay in the AC. I am more liking cold, or someone sent me line, but I don't get that. I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, you just like Miami. Oh, you like the cold weather? What you don't get? The fact that you don't like Miami. I haven't been down there a lot yet. So I used to stay below 60, and my dad called me. Oh, I like it cold too. I keep it cold. I'm about to freeze. This was
5th of October, which also resonates with this time. That was in Scorpio, in the 2nd degree of Scorpio. And so that's where we had that's where the South Node is currently. And that's where the sun and moon would have been at that time. So this energy for you of the 7th house is really recalling something of about 6 months ago, Taurus. So think deeply about that. 25th of October, 8th of November, you were certainly very personally concerned, very personally involved with this, as you have been, of course, since the beginning of January 2022. But this seems to resonate very strongly with that. So go over that territory and see what was happening for you then, and maybe that will help illuminate whatever is going on right now. And you can use that Mercury retrograde to figure out what to do about that. So best wishes for all of this, Taurus, and I'll see you in the next video. Gemini. Cancer, this lunar eclipse is in your 5th house.
Usually, when I be in those, I listen to all the signs, because like I said, I got all of them. I'm Gemini Mars. That Mars placement damn sure be on point. Anyway, you got the planets. Like I said, y'all just need to look. If you want to know who you are, learn your birth chart. I'm tired of seeing it.
Mars is ruling this from your 1st house. So there's a lot of energy here from you personally into this energy of the eclipse. It might have something to do with your children, for example. If you have any, it might be something to do with the area of children. It might be a desire for them, for example. Maybe with the moon there, you're discovering something about your children, or even discovering that you're pregnant. That's entirely possible. With Mars in the 1st house, nonetheless, it gives you a lot of energy at this time, and that's reflected in that Scorpio eclipse energy. If you go back into October of 2022, so the 25th of October, we had a Scorpio eclipse as well. And that was kind of on the point where we now have the South Node. So it's a couple of degrees away, but nonetheless, it's an interesting thing to look back on. And then if you look back on the 8th of November of 2022, we had the Taurus lunar eclipse, and that was at the point where at that time, the moon was where the sun is now in Taurus, and the moon in Scorpio was opposing the sun in Scorpio was opposing that moon at the same point that the moon is right now. So there's quite a lot of resonance that you could experiment with, going back about 6 months and seeing what was going on for you at that time around the fifth house issues of all kinds. That can also be around love,
Venus in the fifth house.
of all kinds, love in general, but love
Venus
affairs
in
in
the fifth
particular, romance. It can be around your sense of fun and hobbies, what it is that you love to do. And this can also be just pure dumb luck. That's also stuff that can just show up for you that you can become aware of, opportunities that you can become aware of, because the fifth house is quite a lucky house. Girl. And from the 11th house, there's a lot of activity, as you know, from past reports since basically January of 2022. You've had the North Node going through there. Rahu has been there for now 15 months or so, and it continues to be there until so 16 months almost with Rahu there, and then it continues to be there until mid-July. So this is really about establishing a new sense of what it is that you want. Your dreams and goals can be around friendships as well, but it's also a house of gains. So that
from the link that I had did I give you the link? Yeah, that shit deep now. I got my hold on a second. Let me playing it. I thought I be
11th house, 5th house.
I be in my house. I be walking around here about damn butt ass naked. See.
Axis is a really helpful energy when you're talking about eclipses or energies that are regenerating something. So look for ways that might be new and creative, especially in terms of career and potential for earnings, or new ways of finding ways to generate some benefit for your finances, because it is the 11th house of finance house. The sun is with Uranus at this time, and that can bring you some kind of insight or some kind of new awareness of ways that you can make money, as well as with Rahu on Mercury, North Node on Mercury can give you some new ideas. If it's not around earning money, it could be around also just the sense of values that you have. It's Taurus after all, but it is usually something to do with the real stuff of what sustains you with regards to Taurus. And now Mercury is retrograde, and with that Mercury retrograde in that same place, you do have an opportunity to review how things have been going in that domain. So whether that be around the gains from your career, for example, or about your hopes and dreams for the future, or just about friendships. There's a lot in there that can have you reflecting on what needs to change, and keep the bigger picture in mind as you go back 6 months or so, where you really start to go back and understand what it is that was changing for you back then. Venus has been in the 12th house for a few weeks now. That's a pretty common hidden part of the chart for Venus, and she'll be soon after this eclipse on the 7th of May moving into your first house. It's whether you're sun, moon, or rising, it's the first house from any of those placements. So it's a real bonus to have Venus there.
So what now? Your sun, moon, rising, midheaven, Chiron placements are probably, I be trying to tell these people that. I be talking, look, all they want to hear is these damn readings. That's why I really stacked up on it, because I be trying to tie in. I be trying to show them how everything tie in spiritually with the esoteric and the occult. That's why a lot of times I be presenting a lot of the material about the Kabbalah and all that stuff, because it all ties into the tarot. See what I'm saying? But some people just want to, they don't want to know. They don't want to know who they are. But really, and your North Node too. Your North Node placement, all that stuff is important. All that's important to you. Your North Node is your purpose in this lifetime. Here. Hold on a second. I've been kind of moving around all day. I had to go take care of some business. And honey, when I get home, I be ready to come up out of that bra, cause these damn 50 triple double D. I be want to let them loose. Yeah. I got my birth chart right here. I went and got my little binder, my folder or binder, and put it in here. Plus, I got the app on my phone, the Astro Link app. You can check that out too. I need to order my side reel chart, but see the Astro Link. So we at here. Download this if you on your Android or from your Google Play or either from Apple, whatever phone you have. 717. And see right here where you pull it up on your phone right there. All you tell you you can hold on. And then you can view your field chart. The damn rain, this bit weather, everything went that crazy. Then it breaks down your elements, how much percentage of elements you have in there, and how much percentage of cardinal, fixed, mutable, and how much yin and yang you have, your polarizations, your harmonic potentials. This, it give you all, it give you a whole breakdown on your phone bill. And then it have your houses and everything. And then every day it give you like the planetary, it give you all your planetary, just like that, just like what I have on the paper there. This have it too, but it's on my phone. It tell you about all your conjunctions and everything that's in your chart, the planets and stuff like that. And then every day it tell you like what kind of influences is going on as far as with these cycles and the moon cycles and the eclipses and everything. It tell you what, like right here, like today, it says I have 7 active influences. So I ain't gonna read all, but so like the first one is listening is also necessary. Then it tells you, like my sun is 7 degrees of Taurus passing through my 10th house and square my natal Mercury in Aquarius. It break all that down and tell you what's going on each day. It tell you what to kind of be aware of as far as so you can kind of avoid conflicts and different things like that. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get my words get kind of tied up. And then somebody said, pay attention to your public image, as Mars is 17 degrees of Cancer and square with my natal midheaven. And then it goes down to give you a whole breakdown about that. And then it says, use your charisma, as Venus is 19 degrees of Gemini, passing through my 11th house and sextile to my midheaven. See what I'm saying? And then it break down then. Challenging surprises. As I say, it do all that and tell you what you kind of need to avoid and stuff like that during these cycles and stuff like that. See, that's what I try to tell people. Why you think they call a person a lunatic? That's crazy. A lunar tick. It don't take a rocket scientist to break that shit down, because these cycles affect everything. Just like these cycles affect the tides and the water affects a woman's menstrual cycle and everything. If you ever notice, when a bunch of women get together, their cycles always kind of line up the same. They always get on the same timeline. It's Astro Link. Astro Link. See it right there? Let me see. So we can see it. See it? Astro Link. Yeah, that's my government name, Deanna. Astro Link. Just go, if you have Android, go to your Play Store and type in Astro Link. It'll pop. If you got Apple or whatever, just go to your Play Store, whatever, the Apple Store, type in Astro Link, and you download it. It's free to download, but if you want to get this full breakdown like I have, I think it's like $6.99 a month or something like that. I don't even remember, but it's not much. But if you don't pay for it, it just give you like the basics. But if you pay that little extra every month, it break down everything like I have on here. Let's finish it. Let your reading finish. Oh yeah, somebody gave me this here the other day. I got to put it on a chain. As soon as I see it, I said I got to have it. Yin yang. My neighbor down the street. He gave me this crystal too.
And this will have you feeling just really
That's
lovely.
it.
It gives you a feeling of
He gave
being
me this crystal too.
beautiful and charming, and
Because he
people
know I like
will
crystals and
respond
stuff
to
like
you
that.
in that way. It's a really nice
My brother from
energy that
another
will
mother
balance out some of the Mars
of the
energy that has
Caucasian
been so
persuasion.
edgy for the last few weeks, since the 25th of March when Mars moved in there in your first house. So enjoy that energy, because that energy of Venus in the first is also going to help you perhaps feel a little
You're
bit
welcome,
stronger about whatever is going on right now. At
Go
the
to your
time of
Play
these
Store right now.
eclipses, because Venus is ruling that north node of the eclipse, while the Mars is ruling the south node. And so you're going to have them both in the first house, and there's something very personal to you that you can do about balancing the energy of the eclipses in this axis of Scorpio and Taurus. So something very interesting to mull over. How can you play a role in this regard? And of course, given that the moon is your ruler, Cancer, the moon, wherever it is always a place of interest for you. And so the moon is, of course, the thing that's being eclipsed. It's being shed. And in some ways, we can interpret this as something that you need emotionally, potentially, or in terms of your creative impulses you need to let go of. Perhaps that can also be with regards to your children. Maybe there's some aspect of your children that you need to let go of, that you need to, or to just do differently, and reharmonize or rebalance that relationship for you and for them. So as Jupiter is just in the 10th house now, you've got another few days after this eclipse, maybe about 10 days after this eclipse, to enjoy that Jupiter boost in your house of career. And then it'll move into your 11th house of gains, and also groups and associations, where all of this energy is very strongly concentrated now in Taurus. So this looks like a really promising spring, Cancer. Lots of new growth, lots of new opportunities. And I wish you every success with all of that. See you in the next video. Leo, this eclipse is happening in your 4th house. So the moon is in the 4th house.
Let's see what we're gonna do. If we don't listen to enough of that, we're gonna get into some esoteric stuff. See here, I'm eating me a granola bar. I love these granola bars. Might fix me some oatmeal in a minute. I love me some oatmeal. It's raining and it's kind of cool. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm showing my face, since somebody always throwing the hint, show your face more, show your face more. Side note. Yeah, they know who I'm talking to. Check this out. We're going to listen to some of this Albert Pike Freemasonry. Oh, yeah, I love them, boo. I love them. See, that's what I said. Just like the Freemasonry, all that's esoteric. It all ties into all this shit. If you listen to it, check it out.
Zoroaster. It was the dogmas of this science that were engraven on the tables of stone by Hanok and Trismegistus. Moses purified and reveiled them, for that is the meaning of the word reveal. He covered them with a new veil when he made of the Holy Kabbalah the exclusive heritage of the people of Israel and the inviolable secret of its priests. The mysteries of Thebes and Eleusis preserved among the nations some symbols of it, already altered. And the mysterious key whereof was lost among the instruments of an ever-growing superstition. Jerusalem, the murderess of her prophets, and so often prostituted to the false gods of the Syrians and Babylonians, had at length in its turn lost the holy word, when a prophet announced to the Magi by the consecrated star of initiation, came to rend asunder the worn veil of the old temple, in order to give the church a new tissue of legends and symbols, that still and ever conceals from the profane, and ever preserves to the elect the same truths. It was the remembrance of this scientific and religious absolute, of this doctrine that is summed up in a word, of this word, in fine, alternately lost and found again, that was transmitted to the elect of all the ancient initiations. It was this same remembrance, preserved, or perhaps profaned in the celebrated order of the Templars, that became for all the secret associations, of the Rose Croix, of the Illuminati, and of the Hermetic Freemasons, the reason of their strange rites, of their signs more or less conventional, and, above all, of their mutual devotedness and of their power. The Gnostics caused the gnosis to be prescribed by the Christians, and the official sanctuary was closed against the high initiation. Thus the hierarchy of knowledge was compromitted by the violences of usurping ignorance, and the disorders of the sanctuary are reproduced in the state, for always, willingly or unwillingly. The king is sustained by the priest, and it is from the eternal
So you
sanctuary
understand me,
of the
huh?
divine instruction that the powers of the earth, to ensure themselves durability, must receive their consecration and their force. The hermetic science of the early Christian
Everybody ain't on our level, see. It takes a certain kind of individual to get on the level we on.
ages, cultivated also by Geber, Alpharabius, and others of the Arabs, studied by the chief.
They say they woke. They say they conscious. Them niggas still sleep.
Of the Templars, embodied in certain symbols of the higher degrees of Masonry, may be accurately defined as the Kabbalah in active realization, or the magic of works. It has three analogous degrees: religious, philosophical, and physical realization. Its religious realization is the durable foundation of the true empire and the true priesthood that rule in the realm of human intellect. Its philosophical realization is the establishment of absolute doctrine, known in all times as the Holy Doctrine, and of which Plutarch, in the treatise The Eyesight of Osiride, speaks at large but mysteriously, and of a hierarchical instruction to secure the uninterrupted succession of adepts among.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why it wasn't for so long. It was a secret, because it ain't a secret now, because it's available, now. On this is the secrets there. It's available now because everything's on the internet. But see, everybody always talk, the Masons. You got these Masons, especially these in these high positions and stuff. They use these. How can I say the alchemy? Because that's what it is, alchemy. Because we have the ability to help to manifest our own reality. We co-create with the creator, see. That's why you have to be careful about your words and your thoughts, because they come through fruition. Words or spells, you have to be careful what you speak, because that's why I tell people the Bible is esoteric, because it tell you that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Damn, come on now.
Initiates. Its physical realization is the discovery and application.
They make me mad because I be feeling like I'm talking to a bunch of damn children.
Of the creative law that incessantly peoples the great universe. Measure a corner of the creation and multiply that space in proportional progression, and the entire infinite will multiply its circles filled with universes, which will pass in proportional segments between the ideal and elongating branches of your compass. Now suppose that from any point whatever of the infinite above you a hand holds another compass or a square. The lines of the celestial triangle will necessarily meet those of the compass of science.
The compass in the square is what's on the Masonic apron, okay? Them the secrets right there, okay? People, you see, that's what, when they said that Jesus turned the water into wine, it was alchemy, magic. You know what I'm saying? Get on my level, people. Get on my level. Or should I say, get on our level? Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Empress, baby? They need to get on our level. See, I was born different. Everything that happened in my life happened for a reason. And once I got into astrology and tarot, and started learning my birth chart, it all made sense. From my biological mother giving me to my parents. I was adopted when I was 2 years old. All this had to happen for a purpose to get me where I am now. I had to have a background in religion because I'm a preacher's kid. I was adopted by a minister in his wife. So I had to have all that background to get on this path. See, it was all divinely guided. Already written in the stars. Get your birth chart, then you'll find that out, people. It make more sense than anything I can figure.
Star of Solomon. All hypotheses scientifically probable are the last gleams of the twilight of knowledge.
And I don't say it before. Okay? My father was a Pisces. Okay? Pisces, okay, I'm a Pisces in the 9th house, which is the house of spirituality and religion, and my father was a minister. Come on, baby. Come on. I can't make that shit up. Can you connect that dot? And they call the 9th house the house of the father. Damn it, man.
Where reason sinks exhausted. Beyond the human reason is the divine reason. To our feebleness, the great absurdity, the infinite absurd, which confounds us and which we believe. For the master, the compass of faith is above the square of reason, but both rest upon the holy scriptures and combine to form the blazing star of truth. All eyes do not see alike. Even the visible creation is not, for all who look upon it,
That's
of
right.
one form
Everybody
and
ain't
one color.
everybody's many
Our
are
brain
called,
is a
but
book
few are
printed
chosen,
within and
baby.
without,
Few
and
are
the two
chosen.
writings are, with all men, more or less confused. The primary tradition of the single revelation has been preserved under
Some
the name
people
of
just
the
never
Kabbalah
get it.
by the
They
priesthood of Israel.
come here this
The
lifetime
Kabbalistic
to
doctrine,
repeat the
which was
same
also the
shit
dogma
and
of the
come back the
Magi
next
and
lifetime
Hermes,
to
is
repeat the same
contained in
shit
the
until they
Sefer
get it together.
Yetzirah, the Sohar, and the Talmud. According to that doctrine, the absolute is the being in which the
Because
word
we are
is,
energy.
the word that is the
Energy never
utterance and
dies.
expression of
We
being and life.
transform.
Magic is that which it is by itself, like the mathematics, for it is the exact and absolute science of nature and its laws. Magic is the science of the ancient Magi and the Christian religion, which has imposed silence on the lying oracles and put an end to the prestiges of.
I don't talk much, but when I talk, I be bringing the business, because I'm the truth. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all don't
false
like, y'all
gods.
can't handle the damn truth.
Itself reveres those Magi who came from the east, guided by a star to adore the Savior of the world in his cradle. Tradition also gives these Magi the title of kings, because initiation into Magism constitutes a genuine royalty, and because the grand art of the Magi is styled by all the adepts, the royal art, or the holy realm or empire, sanctum regnum. The star which guided them is that same blazing star, the image whereof we find in all initiations.
Right.
To the alchemists it is the sign of the quintessence, to the magists, the grand arcanum, to the Kabbalists, the sacred pentagram. The study of this pentagram.
Yes. I come from a family of Freemasons. I'm an Eastern Star. My father was 33 Freemason. My brother's a Mason. My nephew, my sister, my mother was an Eastern Star. So, yeah. I'm telling you, I can't make it up. There's no such thing as coincidence, my love. How the hell you think all that happened? Huh? How can you explain it to me? I already know why it happened. But can you explain why it happened? Since y'all know so damn much. Why everything happened in my life the way it did. And then when I got my birth chart, it was right there.
And could not but lead the Magi to the knowledge of the new name which was about to raise itself above all names, and cause all creatures capable of adoration to bend the knee. Magic unites in one and the same science, whatsoever philosophy can possess that is most certain, and religion of the infallible and the eternal. It perfectly and incontestably reconciles these two terms that at first blush seem so opposed to each other. Faith and reason, science and creed, authority and liberty. It supplies the human mind with an instrument of philosophical and religious certainty, exact as the mathematics, and accounting for the infallibility of the mathematics themselves. Thus there is an absolute in the matters of the intelligence and of faith. The supreme reason has not left the gleams of the human understanding to vacillate at hazard. There is an incontestable verity. There is an infallible method of knowing this verity, and by the knowledge of it, those who accept it as a rule may give their will a sovereign power that will make them the masters of all inferior things and of all errant spirits. That is to say, will make them the arbiters and kings of the world. Science has its nights and its dawns, because it gives the intellectual world a life which has its regulated movements and its progressive phases. It is with truths, as with the luminous rays, nothing of what is concealed is lost, but also, nothing of what is discovered is absolutely new. God has been pleased to give to science, which is the reflection of his glory, the seal of his eternity. It is not in the books of the philosophers, but in the religious symbolism of the ancients, that we must look for the footprints of science and rediscover the mysteries of knowledge. The priests of Egypt knew, better than we do, the laws of movement and of life. They knew how to temper or intensify action by reaction, and readily foresaw the realization of these effects, the causes of which they had determined.
You're going to continue
The
to
columns
heal
of
until you
Seth,
leave here.
Enoch, Solomon,
You're gonna
and
never know it
Hercules have
all.
symbolized in the Magian traditions this universal law of the equilibrium, and the
Everything are
science of the
lessons. It
equilibrium
all
or
depends on how
balancing
you
of
handle
forces
these
had led
lessons.
the initiates to that of the
That's when your
universal
blessings come.
gravitation around the centers of life, heat, and light. Thales and Pythagoras learned in the sanctuaries of Egypt that the earth revolved around the sun, but they did not attempt to make this generally known, because to do so it would have been necessary to reveal one of the great secrets of the temple, that double law of attraction and radiation, or of sympathy and antipathy, of fixedness and movement, which is the principle of creation, and the perpetual cause of life. This truth was ridiculed by the Christian Lactantius, as it was long after sought to be proven a falsehood by persecution, by papal Rome. So the philosophers reasoned. while the priests, without replying to them or even smiling at their errors, wrote in those hieroglyphics that created all dogmas and all poetry the secrets of the truth.
Damn.
When truth comes into the world, the star of knowledge advises the Magi of it, and they hasten to adore the infant who creates the future. It is by means of the intelligence of the hierarchy and the practice of obedience that one obtains initiation. If the rulers have the divine right to govern, the true initiate will cheerfully obey. The orthodox traditions were carried from Chaldea by Abraham. They reigned in Egypt in the time of Joseph, together with the knowledge of the true
Oh, I
God.
know my parents with me.
Moses carried orthodoxy out of
Every day.
Egypt, and in the
Already,
secret
trust
traditions
me.
of the Kabbalah, we find a theology
I was a
entire,
baby. I was a
perfect,
daddy's
unique,
girl.
like that which in Christianity is most grand and best explained by the fathers
talk
and
to
the
my parents
doctors,
every
the
day.
whole with a consistency and a
I
harmoniousness
write
which it
letters
is not
to
as
them.
yet given
They
to the world to
overseas, but I write
comprehend.
letters to them and everything.
The Sohar, which is the key of the holy books, opens also all the depths and lights, all the obscurities of the ancient mythologies and of the sciences originally concealed in the sanctuaries. It is true that the secret of this key must be known, to enable one to make use of harmony that results from the analogy of contraries. Until now, humanity has been endeavoring to stand on one foot, sometimes on one, sometimes on the other. Civilizations have risen and perished either by the anarchical insanity of despotism or by the despotic anarchy of revolt. To organize anarchy is the problem which the revolutionists have and will eternally have to resolve.
And I got two
It is the
Wi-Fi
rock of
boxes.
Sisyphus
I
that will
got
always
one
fall
through
back upon
Xfinity,
them. To exist a single instant,
and I got one through
they
AT&T.
are and always will be by fatality reduced
And
to
they-
improvise a
but-
despotism without
So I
other
hook a
reason of
couple of them
existence
up
than
through-
necessity,
I could
and
hook
which,
a couple of them up
consequently, is violent and blind as
through
necessity.
AT&T. Now I hook a couple
We
of them up
escape
through
from the
Xfinity.
harmonious monarchy of
But it's
reason,
pouring
only
down.
to
They've been
fall under
raining
the
on how
irregular
long?
dictatorship of folly. Sometimes superstitious
Started raining a couple hours
enthusiasms,
ago.
sometimes the miserable calculations of the materialist instinct have led
Well,
astray
yeah,
the
as soon as I
nations,
started
and
streaming,
God at
that
last
was-
urges
I've
the
been
world
over
on toward
over 2
believing
hours.
reason and reasonable beliefs. We have had prophets enough without philosophy, and philosophers without religion. The blind believers and the skeptics resemble each other, and are as far the one as the other from the eternal salvation. In the chaos of universal doubt and of the conflicts of reason and faith, the great men and seers have been but infirm and morbid artists, seeking the beau ideal at the risk and peril of their reason and life. Living only in the hope to be crowned, they are the first to do what Pythagoras in so touching a manner prohibits in his admirable symbols. They rend crowns, and tread them underfoot. Light is the equilibrium of shadow and lucidity. Movement is the equilibrium of inertia and activity. Authority is the equilibrium of liberty and power. Wisdom is equilibrium in the thoughts, which are the scintillations and rays of the intellect. Virtue is equilibrium in the affections. Beauty is harmonious proportion in forms. The beautiful lives are the accurate ones, and the magnificences of nature are an algebra of graces and
It's all
splendors.
astrology.
Everything just is
It's all
beautiful.
science.
Everything beautiful ought to be just. There is, in fact, no nothing, no void emptiness, in the universe. From the upper or outer surface of our atmosphere to that of the sun, and to those of the planets and remote stars, in different directions, science has for hundreds of centuries imagined that there was simple, void, empty space.
Mhm.
Comparing finite knowledge with the infinite, the philosophers know little more than the apes. In all
There
that
ain't no
void
creator,
space are the
but the more
infinite
they try to
forces of
disprove
God,
it, the more they
acting in an
prove it.
infinite variety of directions, back and forth, and never for an instant inactive. In all of it, active through the whole of its infinity, is the light that is the visible manifestation of God. The earth and every other planet and sphere that is not a center of light, carries its cone of shadow with it as it flies and flashes round in its orbit, but the darkness has no home in the universe. To illuminate the sphere on one side is to project a cone of darkness on the other. An error also is the shadow of the truth with which God illuminates the soul. In all that void, also, is the mysterious and ever-active electricity and heat and the omnipresent ether. At the will of God, the invisible becomes visible. Two invisible gases, combined by the action of a force of God, and compressed, Become and remain the water that fills the great basins of the seas, flows in the rivers and rivulets, leaps forth from the rocks or springs, drops upon the earth in rains, or whitens it with snows, and bridges the Danubes with ice, or gathers in vast reservoirs in the earth's bosom.
I had experienced it, but then I be because I'm telling you, shit is rough. I'm waiting on my little money from the damn government. They tripping. They don't want. You know how they want to try to hold out on a person. So I was paying. I had that prepaid experience. I was paying $45 a month. Then I found out that I was eligible for that low income. Well, I only have to pay $25 a month. So they came from AT&T. So they came and hooked it up, and I don't have to make a payment on that until like 15th of next month. And I had already just renewed my Xfinity. So hey, I got both of them. Yeah.
Manifested fills all the extension that we foolishly call empty space and the void. And everywhere in the universe, what we call life and movement results from a continual conflict of forces or impulses. Whenever that active antagonism ceases, the immobility and inertia, which are death, result. If, says the Kabbalah, the justice of God, which is severity or the female, alone reigned, creation of imperfect beings such as man would from the beginning have been impossible, because sin being congenital with humanity, the infinite justice, measuring the sin by the infinity of the God offended against, must have annihilated humanity at the instant of its creation, and not only humanity but the angels, since these also, like all created by God and less than perfect, are sinful. Nothing imperfect would have been possible. If, on the other hand, the mercy or benignity of God.
Yeah, when because I had set up both times they sent when they sent me the box to the mail, I hooked it up myself, and they had a problem. But all I had to do was just pull that wire loose and put it on and then plug it up. That way, AT&T, you had to put it in the wall with them, so they had to send the damn They had to send out the technician to rewire my shit for AT&T because they got that hard wire. You had to plug it into that telephone line. Whereas Xfinity, you don't have to plug it into no telephone line.
The male were in no wise counteracted, sin would go unpunished, and the universe fall into a chaos of corruption. Let God but repeal a single principle or law of chemical attraction or sympathy, and the antagonistic forces equilibrated in matter, released from constraint, would instantaneously expand all that we term matter into impalpable and invisible gases, such as water or steam is, when confined in a cylinder and subjected to an immense degree of that mysterious force of the deity which we call heat. It is by its expansion released. Incessantly the great currents and rivers of air flow and rush and roll from the equator to the frozen polar regions, and back from these to the torrid equatorial realms. Necessarily incident to these great, immense, equilibrated and beneficent movements, caused by the antagonism of equatorial heat and polar cold, are the typhoons, tornadoes, and cyclones that result from conflicts between the rushing currents. These and the benign trade winds result from the same great law. God is omnipotent, but effects without causes are impossible, and these effects cannot but sometimes be evil. The fire would not warm if it could not also burn the human flesh. The most virulent poisons are the most sovereign remedies, when given in due proportion. The evil is the shadow of the good, and inseparable from it. The divine wisdom limits by equipoise the omnipotence of the divine will or power, and the result is beauty or harmony. The arch rests not on a single column, but springs from one on either side. So is it also with the divine justice and mercy, and with the human reason and human faith. That purely scholastic theology, issue of the categories of Aristotle and of the sentences of Peter Lombard, that logic of the syllogism which argues instead of reasoning, and finds a response to everything by subtilizing on terms, wholly ignored the Kabbalistic dogma and wandered off into the drear vacuity of darkness. It was less a philosophy or a wisdom than a philosophical automaton, replying by means of springs, and uncoiling its theses like a wheeled movement. It was not the human verb, but the monotonous cry of a machine, the inanimate speech of an android. It was the fatal precision of mechanism, instead of a free application of rational necessities. St. Thomas Aquinas crushed with a single blow all this scaffolding of words built one upon the other by proclaiming the eternal empire of reason. In that magnificent sentence, a thing is not just because God wills it, but God wills it because it is just. The proximate consequence of this proposition, arguing from the greater to the less, was this: a thing is not true because Aristotle has said it, but Aristotle could not reasonably say it unless it was true. Seek then, first of all, the truth and justice, and the science of Aristotle will be given you in addition. It is the fine dream of the greatest of the poets, that hell, become useless, is to be closed at length by the aggrandizement of heaven, that the problem of evil is to receive its final solution, and good alone, necessary and triumphant, is to reign in eternity. So the Persian dogma taught that Ahriman and his subordinate ministers of evil were at last, by means of a redeemer and mediator, to be reconciled with deity, and all evil to end. But unfortunately, the philosopher forgets all the laws of equilibrium, and seeks to absorb the light in a splendor without shadow, and movement in an absolute repose that would be the cessation of life. So long as there shall be a visible light, there will be a shadow proportional to this light, and whatever is illuminated will cast its cone of shadow. Repose will never be happiness if it is not balanced by an analogous and contrary movement. This is the immutable law of nature, the eternal will of the justice which is God. The same reason necessitates evil and sorrow in humanity which renders indispensable the bitterness of the waters of the seas. Here also, harmony can result only from the analogy of contraries, and what is above exists by reason of what is below. It is the depth that determines the height, and if the valleys are filled up, the mountains disappear. So, if the shadows are effaced, the light is annulled, which is only visible by the graduated contrast of gloom and splendor, and universal obscurity will be produced by an immense dazzling. Even the colors in the light only exist by the presence of the shadow. It is the threefold alliance of the day and night, the luminous image of the dogma, the light made shadow, as the Savior is the Logos made man, and all this reposes on the same law, the primary law of creation, the single and absolute law of nature, that of the distinction and harmonious ponderation of the contrary forces in the universal equipoise. The two great columns of the temple that symbolizes the universe are necessity, or the omnipotent will of God, which nothing can disobey, and liberty, or the free will of his creatures. Apparently, and to our human reason antagonistic, the same reason is not incapable of comprehending how they can be in equipoise. The infinite power and wisdom could so plan the universe and the infinite succession of things as to leave man free to act, and, foreseeing what each would at every instant think and do, to make of the free will and free action of each an instrument to aid in effecting its general purpose. For even a man, foreseeing that another will do a certain act, and in no wise controlling or even influencing him, may use that action as an instrument to effect his own purposes. The infinite wisdom of God foresees what each will do, and uses it as an instrument, by the exertion of his infinite power, which yet does not control the human action so as to annihilate its freedom. The result is harmony, the third column that upholds the lodge. The same harmony results from the equipoise of necessity and liberty. The will of God is not for an instant defeated nor thwarted. And this is the divine victory, and yet he does not tempt nor constrain men to do evil, and thus his infinite glory is unimpaired. The result is stability, cohesion, and permanence in the universe, and undivided dominion and autocracy in the deity. And these, victory, glory, stability, and dominion, are the last four Sephiroth of the Kabbalah. I am, God said to Moses, that which is, was, and shall forever be. But the very God, in his unmanifested essence, conceived of as not yet having created and as alone, has no name. Such was the doctrine of all the ancient sages, and it is so expressly declared in the Kabbalah. Is the name of the deity manifested in a single act, that of creation, and containing within himself, in idea and actuality, the whole universe, to be invested with form and be materially developed during the eternal succession of ages. As God never was not, so he never thought not. And the universe has no more had a beginning than the divine thought of which it is the utterance, no more than the deity himself. The duration of the universe is but a point halfway upon the infinite line of eternity, and God was not inert and uncreative during the eternity that stretches behind that point. The archetype of the universe did never not exist in the divine mind. The Word was in the beginning with God, and was God. And the ineffable name is that, not of the very essence but of the absolute, manifested as being or existence. For existence or being, said the philosophers, is limitation, and the very deity is not limited nor defined, but is all that may possibly be, besides all that is, was, and shall be. Reversing the letters of the ineffable name and dividing it, it becomes bisexual, as the word Yud-He or Jar is, and discloses the meaning of much of the obscure language of the Kabbalah, and is the highest of which the columns Jachin and Boaz are the symbol. In the image of deity, we are told, God created the man. Male and female created he them. And the writer, symbolizing the divine by the human, then tells us that the woman, at first contained in the man, was taken from his side. So Minerva, goddess of wisdom, was born, a woman and in armor, of the brain of Jove. Isis was the sister before she was the wife of Osiris, and within Brahm, the source of all, the very god, without sex or name, was developed Maya, the mother of all that is. The Word is the first and only begotten of the Father, and the all with which the highest mysteries were regarded has imposed silence in respect to the nature of the Holy Spirit. The Word is light, and the life of humanity. It is for the adepts to understand the meaning of the symbols. Return now, with us, to the degrees of the blue masonry, and for your last lesson, receive the explanation of one of their symbols. You see upon the altar of those degrees the square and the compass, and you remember how they lay upon the altar in each degree. The square is an instrument adapted for plane surfaces only, and therefore appropriate to geometry, or measurement of the earth, which appears to be, and was by the ancients supposed to be, a plane. The compass is an instrument that has relation to spheres and spherical surfaces, and is adapted to spherical trigonometry, or that branch of mathematics which deals with the heavens and the orbits of the planetary bodies. The square, therefore, is a natural and appropriate symbol of this earth, and the things that belong to it, are of it, or concern it. The compass is an equally natural and appropriate symbol of the heavens, and of all celestial things and celestial natures. You see at the beginning of this reading, an old Hermetic symbol, copied from the Materia Prima of Valentinus, printed at Frankfurt in 1613, with a treatise entitled Azote. Upon it you see a triangle upon a square, both of these contained in a circle, and above this, standing upon a dragon, a human body, with 2 arms only, but 2 heads, one male and the other female. By the side of the male head is the sun, and by that of the female head, the moon, the crescent within the circle of the full moon. And the hand on the male side holds a compass, and that on the female side, a square. The heavens and the earth were personified as deities, even among the Aryan ancestors of the European nations of the Hindus, Zends, Bactrians, and Persians, and the Rig Veda Samhita contains hymns addressed to them as gods. They were deified also among the Phoenicians, and among the Greeks Uranos and Gea, heaven and earth, were sung as the most ancient of the deities, by Hesiod. It is the great, fertile, beautiful Mother, Earth, that produces, with limitless profusion of beneficence, everything that ministers to the needs, to the comfort, and to the luxury of man. From her teeming and inexhaustible bosom come the fruits, the grain, the flowers, in their season. From it comes all that feeds the animals which serve man as laborers and for food. She, in the fair springtime, is green with abundant grass, and the trees spring from her soil, and from her teeming vitality take their wealth of green leaves. In her womb are found the useful and valuable minerals, hers are the seas that swarm with life, hers the rivers that furnish food and irrigation, and the mountains that send down the streams which swell into these rivers, hers the forests that feed the sacred fires for the sacrifices, and blaze upon the domestic hearths. The earth, therefore, the great producer, was always represented as a female, as the mother, great, bounteous, beneficent Mother Earth. On the other hand, it is the light and heat of the sun in the heavens, and the rains that seem to come from them, that in the springtime make fruitful this bountifully producing earth, that restore life and warmth to her veins, chilled by winter, set running free her streams, and beget, as it were, that greenness and that abundance of which she is so prolific. As the procreative and generative agents, the heavens and the sun have always been regarded as male, as the generators that fructify the earth and cause it to produce. The hermaphroditic figure is the symbol of the double nature anciently assigned to the deity, as generator and producer, as Brahm and Maya among the Aryans, Osiris and Isis among the Egyptians. As the sun was male, so the moon was female, and Isis was both the sister and the wife of Osiris. The compass, therefore, is the hermetic symbol of the creative deity, and the square of the productive earth or universe. From the heavens come the spiritual and immortal portion of man. From the earth his material and mortal portion. The Hebrew Genesis says that Yahuwah formed man of the dust of the earth, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Through the 7 planetary spheres, represented by the mystic ladder of the Mithriac initiations, and it by that which Jacob saw in his dream, not with 3, but with 7 steps, the souls emanate.
Can you hear that? Can you hear the rain? Hold on a second. You hear it? Pouring down. Shit.
From the deity, descended, to be united to their human bodies, and through those 7 spheres they must reascend, to return to their origin and home in the bosom of the deity. The compass, therefore, as the symbol of the heavens, represents the spiritual, intellectual, and moral portion of this double nature of humanity, and the square, as the symbol of the earth, its material, sensual, and baser portion. Truth and intelligence, said one of the ancient Indian sects of philosophers, are the eternal attributes of God, not of the individual soul, which is susceptible both of knowledge and ignorance, of pleasure and pain. Therefore God and the individual soul are distinct, and this expression of the ancient Naya philosophers, in regard to truth, has been handed down to us through the long succession of ages, in the lessons of Freemasonry, wherein we read that truth is a divine attribute, and the foundation of every virtue. While embodied in matter, they said, the soul is in a state of imprisonment, and is under the influence of evil passions, but having, by intense study, arrived at the knowledge of the elements and principles of nature, it attains unto the place of the eternal, in which state of happiness, its individuality does not cease. The vitality which animates the mortal frame, the breath of life of the Hebrew Genesis, the Hindu philosophers in general held, perishes with it, but the soul is divine, all emanation of the Spirit of God, but not a portion of that Spirit. For they compared it to the heat and light sent forth from the sun, or to a ray of that light, which neither lessens nor divides its own essence. However created, or invested with separate existence, the soul, which is but the creature of the deity, cannot know the mode of its creation, nor comprehend its own individuality. It cannot even comprehend how the being which it and the body constitute can feel pain, or see, or hear. It has pleased the universal creator to set bounds to the scope of our human and finite reason, beyond which it cannot reach, and if we are capable of comprehending the mode and manner of the creation or generation of the universe of things, he has been pleased to conceal it from us by an impenetrable veil, while the words used to express the act have no other definite meaning than that he caused that universe to commence to exist. It is enough for us to know what Masonry teaches, that we are not all mortal, that the soul or spirit, the intellectual and reasoning portion of ourself, is our very self, is not subject to decay and dissolution, but is simple and immaterial, survives the death of the body, and is capable of immortality, that it is also capable of improvement and advancement, of increase of knowledge of the things that are divine, of becoming wiser and better, and more worthy of immortality, and that to become so, and to help to improve and benefit others and all our race, is the noblest ambition and highest glory that we can entertain and attain unto, in this momentary and imperfect life. In every human being the divine and the human are intermingled. In every one there are the reason and the moral sense, the passions that prompt to evil, and the sensual appetites. If ye live after the flesh, ye shall die, said Paul, writing to the Christians at Rome, but if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. The flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh, he said, writing to the Christians of Galatia, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. That which I do not willingly do, he wrote to the Romans, for what I wish to do, that I do not do, but that which I hate I do. It is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. To will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. For I do not do the good that I desire to do, and the evil that I do not wish to do, that I do. I find then a law, that when I desire to do good, evil is present with me, for I delight in the law of God after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members. So then, with the mind I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh the law of sin. Life is a battle, and to fight that battle heroically and well is the great purpose of every man's existence, who is worthy and fit to live at all. To stem the strong currents of adversity, to advance in despite of all obstacles, to snatch victory from the jealous grasp of fortune, to become a chief and a leader among men, to rise to rank and power by eloquence. Courage, perseverance, study, energy, activity, discouraged by no reverses, impatient of no delays, deterred by no hazards, to win wealth, to subjugate men by our intellect, the very elements by our audacity, to succeed, to prosper, to thrive. Thus it is, according to the general understanding, that one fights well the battle of life. Even to succeed in business by that boldness which halts for no risks, that audacity which stakes all upon hazardous chances, by the shrewdness of the close dealer, the boldness of the unscrupulous operator, ever by the knaveries of the stock board and the gold room, to crawl up into place by disreputable means or the votes of brutal ignorance, these also are deemed to be among the great successes of life. But that which is the greatest battle, and in which the truest honor and most real success are to be won, is that which our intellect and reason and moral sense, our spiritual natures, fight against our sensual appetites and evil passions, our earthly and material or animal nature. Therein only are the true glories of heroism to be won, there only the successes that entitle us to triumphs. In every human life that battle is fought, and those who win elsewhere often suffer ignominious defeat and disastrous rout, and discomfiture and shameful downfall in this encounter. You have heard more than one definition of Freemasonry. The truest and the most significant you have yet to hear. It is taught to the entered apprentice, the fellow craft, and the master, and it is taught in every degree through which you have advanced to this. It is a definition of what Freemasonry is, of what its purpose is, and its very essence and spirit are, and it has for every one of us the force and sanctity of a divine law, and imposes on every one of us a solemn obligation. It is symbolized and taught to the apprentice as well as to you by the compass and the square, upon which, as well as upon the book of your religion and the book of the law of the Scottish Freemasonry, you have taken so many obligations. As a knight, you have been taught it by the swords, the symbols of honor and duty, on which you have taken your vows.
I'm gonna drop one more gem on y'all. Then I'm gonna let them be quiet. Okay, Prince Hall Freemasonry is what African Americans, well, I ain't gonna say African Americans, us melanated, us indigenous people. You know, we Prince Hall affiliated because Prince Hall was the black man that founded the Masons for the Society of the Melanated People, Prince Hall. So that's why they call Prince Hall F&M, which is free and accepted Mason. Okay. Now they I'll tell you how I'm gonna put this. I'll tell you, that's why I say that's why these Negroes really don't know nothing, because they don't. Prince Hall don't teach you all these secrets, see? Because the mother, you know, the headquarters is over in England. Okay. Of course, you know, he had to get permission from, you know, England to start, you know, the chapter over here. He's the first Prince Hall Masonry Freemasonry laws was started in Massachusetts. Okay, but of course, Prince Hall don't know all this shit. Prince Hall Freemasonry don't know all this. Out Eastern Stars, they know this. That's why you have to study to show yourself approved. See, they hold back the real deal. See, they don't let, you know, we gonna just let them niggas know what we want them to know. See. That's why they all the white people in power like that, because they already knew all these secrets. They knew how to manipulate time and energy and, you know, different things like that.
Was taught you by the balance, the symbol of all equilibrium, and by the cross, the symbol of devotedness and self-sacrifice. But all that these teach and contain is taught and contained for entered apprentice, knight, and prince alike, by the compass and the square. For the apprentice, the points of the compass are beneath the square. For the fellow craft, one is above and one beneath. For the master, both are dominant and have rule, control, and empire over the symbol of the earthly and the material. Freemasonry is the subjugation of the human that is in man by the divine, the conquest of the...
That's what I meant to tell you. And see, then they have what they call them clandestine, which are the international, Freemasonry, and it's another one. And see, they teach all this because they broke off from Prince Hall. But see, they teach all this deep stuff here, all this the alchemy and the hermeticism and the esoteric. They teach all this deep knowledge that Prince Hall don't teach it. And see, in the East with the Eastern Stars, they only let us know. They don't let us learn so much. We can't get all the degrees. But international and the other one, they let the Eastern Stars know all this knowledge. They get just as many degrees as the Masons, the men do. Even over there in England, them white women, them white Eastern Stars, yeah, they get 33 degrees just like the Freemasons over here get. Just like the Freemasons do. See what I'm talking about? How that shit go?
Appetites and passions by the moral sense and the reason, a continual effort, struggle, and warfare of the spiritual against the material and sensual. That victory, when it has been achieved and secured, and the conqueror may rest upon his shield and wear the well-earned laurels, is the true holy empire. To achieve it, the Mason must first attain a solid conviction, founded upon reason, that he hath within him a spiritual nature.
I ain't gonna keep on dropping these gems on y'all, because I go somewhere, later down the line, and I hear somebody else talking about this shit.
That is not to die when the body is dissolved. It is to continue to exist and to advance toward perfection through all the ages of eternity, and to see more and more clearly, as it draws nearer unto God, the light of the divine presence. This the philosophy of the ancient and accepted right teaches him, and it encourages him to persevere by helping him to believe that his free will is entirely consistent with God's omnipotence and omniscience, that he is not only infinite in power and of infinite wisdom, but of infinite mercy and an infinitely tender pity and love for the frail and imperfect creatures that he has made. Every degree of the ancient and accepted Scottish rite, from the 1st to the 32nd, teaches by its ceremonial as well as by its instruction that the noblest purpose of life and the highest duty of a man are to strive incessantly and vigorously to win the mastery of everything, of that which in him is spiritual and divine, over that which is material and sensual. So that in him also, as in the universe which God governs, harmony and beauty may be the result of a just equilibrium. You have been taught this in those degrees.
Yeah, see, why you don't have a whole panel? Why you don't talk more? I would talk more. I would love the whole panel. But see, y'all niggas stay in the clouds and listen so y'all can go over and copycat.
Conferred in the Lodge of Perfection, which inculcate particularly the practical morality of Freemasonry. To be true, under whatever temptation to be false, to be honest in all your dealings, even if great losses should be the consequence, to be charitable, when selfishness would prompt you to close your hand, and deprivation of luxury or comfort must follow the charitable act, to judge justly and impartially, even in your own case, when baser impulses prompt you to do an injustice in order that you may be benefited or justified, to be tolerant, when passion prompts to intolerance and persecution, to do that which is right, when the wrong seems to promise larger profit, and to wrong no man of anything that is his, however easy it may seem so to enrich yourself. In all these things and others which you promised in those degrees, your spiritual nature is taught and encouraged to assert its rightful dominion over your appetites and passions. The philosophical degrees have taught you the value of knowledge, the excellence of truth, the superiority of intellectual labor, the dignity and value of your soul, the worth of great and noble thoughts, and thus endeavored to assist you to rise above the level of the animal appetites and passions, the pursuits of greed and the miserable struggles of ambition, and to find purer pleasure and nobler prizes and rewards in the acquisition of knowledge, the enlargement of the intellect, the interpretation of the sacred writing of God upon the great pages of the book of nature. And the chivalric degrees have led you on the same path, by showing you the excellence of generosity, clemency, forgiveness of injuries, magnanimity, contempt of danger, and the paramount obligations of duty and honor. They have taught you to overcome the fear of death, to devote yourself to the great cause of civil and religious liberty, to be the soldier of all that is just right and true, in the midst of pestilence to deserve your title of Knight Commander of the Temple, and neither there nor elsewhere to desert your post and flee dastard-like from the foe. In all this, you assert the superiority and right to dominion of that in you which is spiritual and divine. No base fear of danger or death, no sordid ambitions or pitiful greeds or base considerations can tempt a true Scottish knight to dishonour, and so make his intellect, his reason, his soul, the bond slave of his appetites, of his passions, of that which is material and animal, selfish and brutish in his nature. It is not possible to create a true and genuine brotherhood upon any theory of the baseness of human nature, nor by a community of belief in abstract propositions as to the nature of the deity, the number of his persons, or other theorems of religious faith, nor by the establishment of a system of association simply for mutual relief, and by which, in consideration of certain payments regularly made, each becomes entitled to a certain stipend in case of sickness, to attention then, and to the ceremonies of burial after death. There can be no genuine brotherhood without mutual regard, good opinion and esteem, mutual charity, and mutual allowance for faults and failings. It is those only who learn habitually to think better of each other, to look habitually for the good that is in each other, and expect, allow for, and overlook the evil, who can be brethren one of the other, in any true sense of the word. Those who gloat over the failings of one another, who think each other to be naturally base and low, of a nature in which the evil predominates and excellence is not to be looked for, cannot be even friends, and much less brethren. No one can have a right to think meanly of his race, unless he also thinks meanly of himself. If, from a single fault or error, he judges of the character of another, and takes the single act as evidence of the whole nature of the man and of the whole course of his life, he ought to consent to be judged by the same rule, and to admit it to be right that others should thus uncharitably condemn himself. But such judgment will become impossible when he incessantly reminds himself that in every man who lives there is an immortal soul endeavouring to do that which is right and just, a ray, however small, and almost inappreciable, from the great source of light and intelligence, which ever struggles upward amid all the impediments of sense and the obstructions of the passions, and that in every man this ray continually wages war against his evil passions and his unruly appetites, or, if it has succumbed, is never wholly extinguished and annihilated. For he will then see that it is not victory, but the struggle that deserves honour, since in this as in all else no man can always command success. Amid a cloud of errors, of failure, and shortcomings, he will look for the struggling soul, for that which is good in every one amid the evil, and, believing that each is better than from his acts and omissions he seems to be, and that God cares for him still, and pities him and loves him, he will feel that even the erring sinner is still his brother, still entitled to his sympathy, and bound to him by the indissoluble ties of fellowship. If there be nothing of the divine in man, what is he, after all, but a more intelligent animal? He hath no fault nor vice which some beast hath not, and therefore in his vices he is but a beast of a higher order, and he hath hardly any moral excellence, perhaps none, which some animal hath not in as great a degree, even the more excellent of these, such as generosity, fidelity, and magnanimity. Bardisan, the Syrian Christian, in his book of the Laws of Countries, says, of men, that in the things belonging to their bodies, they maintain their nature like animals, and in the things which belong to their minds, they do that which they wish, as being free and with power, and as the likeness of God. And Melaton, Bishop of Sardis, in his oration to Antoninus Caesar, says, let him, the ever-living God, be always present in thy mind, for thy mind itself is his likeness, for it, too, is invisible and impalpable, and without form. As he exists forever, so thou also, when thou shalt have put off this which is visible and corruptible, shalt stand before him forever, living and endowed with knowledge, as a matter far above our comprehension. And in the Hebrew Genesis the words that are used to express the origin of things are of uncertain meaning, and with equal propriety may be translated by the word generated, produced, made, or created. We need not dispute nor debate whether the soul or spirit of man be a ray that has emanated or flowed forth from the supreme intelligence, or whether the infinite power hath called each into existence from nothing, by a mere exertion of its will, and endowed it with immortality, and with intelligence like unto the divine intelligence. For, in either case it may be said that in man the divine is united to the human. Of this union the equilateral triangle inscribed within the square is a symbol. We see the soul, Plato said, as men see the statue of Glaucus, recovered from the sea wherein it had lain many years, which viewing, it was not easy, if possible, to discern what was its original nature, its limbs having been partly broken and partly worn, and by defacement changed, by the action of the waves, and shells, weeds, and pebbles adhering to it, so that it more resembled some strange monster than that which it was when it left its divine source. Even so, he said, we see the soul, deformed by innumerable things that have done it harm, have mutilated and defaced it. But the Mason who of the royal secret can also with him argue, from beholding its love of wisdom, its tendency toward association with what is divine and immortal, its larger aspirations, its struggles, though they may have ended in defeat, with the impediments and enthrallments of the senses and the passions, that when it shall have been rescued from the material environments that now prove too strong for it, and be freed from the deforming and disfiguring accretions that here adhere to it, it will again be seen in its true nature, and by degrees ascend by the mystic ladder of the spheres to its first home and place of origin. The royal secret, of which you are prince, if you are a true adept, if knowledge seems to you advisable, and philosophy is, for you, radiant with a divine beauty, is that which the Sohar terms the mystery of the balance. It is the secret of the universal equilibrium, of that equilibrium in the deity, between the infinite divine wisdom and the infinite divine power, from which result the stability of the universe, the unchangeableness of the divine law, and the principles of truth, justice, and right which are a part of it, and the supreme obligation of the divine law upon all men, as superior to all other law, and forming a part of all the laws of men and nations. Of that equilibrium also, between the infinite divine justice and the infinite divine mercy, the result of which is the infinite divine equity, and the moral harmony or beauty of the universe. By it the endurance of created and imperfect natures in the presence of a perfect deity is made possible. And for him, also, as for us. To love is better than to hate, and forgiveness is wiser than revenge or punishment. Of that equilibrium between necessity and liberty, between the action of the divine omnipotence and the free will of man, by which vices and base actions, and ungenerous thoughts and words.
Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Berend. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by EqG Prst. Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Berend. Section 0. Foreword. These pages have been written with purpose and hope that their suggestions may furnish you a key to open up the way to the attainment of your desires, and to explain that fear should be entirely banished from your effort to obtain possession of the things you desire. This presupposes, of course, that your desire for possession is based upon your aspiration for greater liberty. For example, you feel that the possession of more money, lands, or friends will make you happier, and your desire for possession of these things arises from a conviction that their possession will bring you liberty and happiness. In your effort to possess, you will discover that the thing you most and ultimately need is to be, always, not spasmodically, your best self. That self which understands that the mistakes of those you love are simply misunderstandings. Your feeling that greater possessions, no matter of what kind they may be, will of themselves bring you contentment or happiness is a misunderstanding. No person, place, or thing can give you happiness. They may give you cause for happiness and a feeling of contentment, but the joy of living comes from within. Therefore, it is here recommended, rather than otherwise, that you should make the effort to obtain the things which you feel will bring you joy, provided, as previously stated, that your desires are in accord with the joy of living. It is also desired in this volume to suggest the possibilities in store for all who make persistent effort to understand the law of
Kybalion, a study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece, by 3 initiates. The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding. Originally published by the Yogi Publication Society, Masonic Temple, Chicago, Illinois, copyright 1908. This recording is a production of the Master Key Society, copyright 2021, Master Key Society. To Hermes Trismegistus, known by the ancient Egyptians as the Great Great and Master of Masters, this little volume of Hermetic teachings is reverently dedicated. Introduction. We take great pleasure in presenting to the attention of students and investigators of the secret doctrines this little work based upon the world-old Hermetic teachings. There has been so little written upon this subject, notwithstanding the countless references to the teachings in the many works upon occultism, that the many earnest searchers after the arcane truths will doubtless welcome the appearance of the present volume. The purpose of this work is not the enunciation of any special philosophy or doctrine, but rather is to give to the students a statement of the truth that will serve to reconcile the many bits of occult knowledge that they may have acquired, but which are apparently opposed to each other, and which often serve to discourage and disgust the beginner in the study. Our intent is not to erect a new temple of knowledge, but rather to place in the hands of the student a master key with which he may open the many inner doors in the temple of mystery through the main portals he has already entered. There is no portion of the occult teachings possessed by the world which have been so closely guarded as the fragments of the Hermetic teachings which have come down to us over the tens of centuries which have elapsed since the lifetime of its great founder, Hermes Trismegistus, the scribe of the gods, who dwelt in old Egypt in the days when the present race of men was in its infancy. Contemporary with Abraham, and, if the legends be true, an instructor of that venerable sage, Hermes was, and is, the great central sun of occultism, whose rays have served to illumine the countless teachings which have been promulgated since his time. All the fundamental and basic teachings embedded in the esoteric teachings of every race may be traced back to Hermes. Even the most ancient teachings of India undoubtedly have their roots in the original Hermetic teachings. From the land of the Ganges, many advanced occultists wandered to the land of Egypt and sat at the feet of the master. From him they obtained the master key, which explained and reconciled their divergent views, and thus the secret doctrine was firmly established. From other lands also came the learned ones, all of whom regarded Hermes as the master of masters, and his influence was so great that in spite of the many wanderings from the path on the part of the centuries of teachers in these different lands, there may still be found a certain basic resemblance and correspondence which underlies the many and often quite divergent theories entertained and taught by the occultists of these different lands today. The student of comparative religions will be able to perceive the influence of the Hermetic teachings in every religion worthy of the name, now known to man, whether it be a dead religion or one in full vigor in our own times. There is always a certain correspondence in spite of the contradictory features, and the Hermetic teachings act as the great reconciler. The life work of Hermes seems to have been in the direction of planting the great seed truth, which has grown and blossomed in so many strange forms, rather than to establish a school of philosophy which would dominate the world's thought. But nevertheless, the original truths taught by him have been kept intact in their original purity by a few men in each age, who, refusing great numbers of half-developed students and followers, followed the Hermetic custom and reserved their truth for the few who were ready to comprehend and master it. From lip to ear, the truth has been handed down among the few. There have always been a few initiates in each generation in the various lands of the earth who kept alive the sacred flame of the Hermetic teachings, and such have always been willing to use their lamps to relight the lesser lamps of the outside world when the light of truth grew dim and clouded by reason of neglect, and when the wicks became clogged with foreign matter. There were always a few to tend faithfully the altar of the truth, upon which was kept alight the perpetual lamp of wisdom. These men devoted their lives to the labor of love, which the poet has so well stated in his lines. Oh, let not the flame die out, cherished age after age in its dark cavern, in its holy temples cherished. Fed by pure ministers of love, let not the flame die out. These men have never sought popular approval, nor numbers of followers. They are indifferent to these things, for they know how few there are in each generation who are ready for the truth, or who would recognize it if it were presented to them. They reserve the strong meat for men, while others furnish the milk for babes. They reserve their pearls of wisdom for the few elect who recognize their value and who wear them in their crowns instead of casting them before the materialistic vulgar.
That's why they say, do not cast your pearls before swine. I just wanted y'all to hear a little bit of that because I've been on for 3 hours. I just wanted to hear because I wanted to get that through to y'all thick skulls of I want to do y'all understand what that phrase meant that he said in the beginning. Let me go back here. I wanted to drill into your head, see?
Kabbalion, a study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece by 3 initiates. The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding.
Do you understand that? What that means? Huh? Let me back it up again. I want to drill it in.
Originally published by the Yogi Publication Society, Masonic Temple, Chicago, Illinois. Copyright. Kabbalion, a study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece by 3 initiates. The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding.
Okay, y'all got that? I'm gonna play it one more time. I got to run it down your throat.
Originally published.
The Kabbalion.
Kabbalion, a study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece by 3 initiates. The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding.
You got it? The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. Huh? Speak less and listen twice as much. That's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. This is your girl, Empress Goddess, the Georgia Peach, the gorgeous goat, your host with the motherfucking most. Y'all have a good night. As always, go within, my love, so you never go without. As above, so below. As within, so without.